All right, so apparently, I don't know how long my mic was live, but it was live for a little bit of time there. Welcome to Tyranny of Dragons here on Forgebreaker. Thank you for being here. As always, we greatly appreciate having each and every one of you. Let's cover our quick news and then get right into our game here. So we're looking at Fate's playthrough of Rise of the Tomb Raiders coming up on Thursday, D&D replay on Friday. Sunday is, what is that? Ascension is this week, and then Tyranny's back next week on Tuesday again. Also, welcome to the new time slot, because that's a thing. Giants returns on Wednesday. Saturday is going to be Alliance, and the Wednesday following is going to be Empire. There's so much coming up, lots of cool and interesting things. So much to do, so many games, so little time. Tonight, our group is apparently ignoring the Draakhorn and is going to go after Varum the White. So we'll see how this plays out. I think that's everything. Honestly, I believe that's everything. I'm going to check here. I believe everybody's good. Are you guys good here?
Almost. Gotta
almost
finish off this token.
All right.
Why is the AC not working correctly? Because it's definitely not 9.
I'm gonna grab my drink then.
Yeah, my photoshopped one that I made for you had broken, and I have to remake it, and now Photoshop doesn't want to open because I have OBS open.
Sounds like
it's an OBS thing. Just OBS things.
We're just gonna set that to none. Alright, that's fine. This is fine.
This is fine.
Alright, guys, Fury, set that to that token.
He's thinking you're saying Guy Fieri.
Guy Fieri, yeah, that's a terrifying NPC. Alright, you can move
but
on.
honestly, when I first heard you say that, I thought you were threatening Scott to change his token to Guy Fieri. Like, well,
God.
That's a very specific threat. But
on this episode of Diners, Dives, and Kobolds.
Dungeons and Dragons and Divers and Dives.
Yeah.
There's actually there was actually
Alrighty, so
a bunch of.
Brother.
Say nay or forever hold your peace. Alright, dope. Alrighty, so last session some stuff happened. You awoke last session and met with the Ozen after preparing to head off for this council meeting you were foretold about. You were given a good amount of information on your way to the council chambers by Leozen. You were told different nobles would be present at this meeting, all of them powerful, and all of them needing convincing, apparently, to commit fully to fighting against the cult. As you arrived, you were welcomed by none other than Lord Daggolt Neverember. He began to ask you to recall events that led up to this point in time, from your help in the town of Greenest to your assault of the cult camp afterwards. He asked you about your travel all along the Sword Coast as you traveled north following the cults. A few questions did come up regarding your choices, regarding to destroy the dragon eggs in the dragon hatchery, and even you allowing Skyreach Castle to go back to the possession of the giants, and seemingly away from the council's grasp. As the conversation started to wind down, you were told by Ramalia that one of the worm speakers has shown themselves. You've basically been told that they were all very reclusive and hidden, and even though you knew of them, or the council at least knew of them, Their locations were a secret up until now. You were told of Varum the White, and that he was searching for his lost dragon mask. As you were pretty much instructed that it was something that the council wanted you to seek out, you were all given writs of power of the council backing your actions. You were told to use them if you felt the need, but to not abuse them, lest the council lose face and validity among the subjects that they seek to protect. As the council was about to end, you all felt the sensation that you felt the day prior, as if the earth shifted oddly around you. No one could explain what the sensation meant, however. As you exited the council room back into the main chamber full of numerous nobles from different areas all along the Sword Coast, you were approached by one such noble that had caught your eyes on the way to the council room originally. She introduced herself as Dala Silmerhelv. Dala told you of an ancient artifact, the Draakhorn, and that it seemed to be the cause of these unsettling sensations felt by everyone the last previous day and the current day. She spoke of not knowing exactly where its location may currently be, but that it was last seen in the sea of moving ice to the north. And she told you of a certain tiefling that had been sent to investigate the Draakhorn months ago, but hadn't been seen since.
I sure hope that tiefling is all right.
Yeah, who knows? With this information in hand, you decided on what your next course of action would be. After weighing the options, you decided to head off and try to find Varum to the south. The allure of possibly capturing or killing another one of the worm speakers being just too tempting to delay. With that in mind, you gathered your supplies that you had proffered the day before, and started your travel to the south to find this worm speaker. Along the way, the travel seemed rather dull. Not a whole lot was happening. That was up until you found yourself at a blockade in the middle of the tradeway. As you approached it, you found many enemies belonging to the cult blocking your way. They demanded your goods, your weapons, anything valuable you had on you, and that you would be allowed to leave with your useless lives. Needless to say, it didn't go well for them as you slaughtered their entire group. And with the realization at the end that, somewhat oddly, the cult is now acting openly, whereas before your interactions with them were all seeing them veiled in secrecy and such. Now they are out on the tradeway where many hundreds, if not thousands of people travel every day, out openly attacking people. A little bit unsettling. So that being said, you are currently on the tradeway just south of Waterdeep, north rather, of Daggerford. It'll take you about another half day or so to reach Daggerford at this point. Is that where you want to continue on heading?
Yeah, I'm going to want to take flight and scout in the air.
Okay.
For any other scout locations, any other cult areas.
Okay.
Have a pinata.
Hit him again.
It's like positive energy.
And so I just go rub my hand over him and say, "You'll be okay."
Mm-hmm.
You stuff some
Pretty
Kit
much.
Kats back inside so he stays full.
I mean, that would fit thematically with your character too, right?
No, it's
Grab a
still
clod of
candy.
dirt from your nasty ass. Plug it
We'll
in the hole.
say that this relic that you found, this magic item that you discovered on Skyridge Castle, allows you to breathe life into an otherwise inanimate pile of rocks. And in doing so, while it isn't a living, breathing creature, it is imbued with certain powers that cause it to mostly mimic that of a living, breathing creature. So, that being said, curing spells and such will work on this construct.
Okay. What about like a long rest?
It can't really heal itself, so that being said, you can use it, multiple times and such. So,
But it's not counting towards my summoning count.
yeah, it still will.
Okay, so you're saying just summon another one.
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah. So essentially,
When you summon another one.
He's going to keep his 5 health until we run into another fight.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. You just gotta use an action. I think the summon one is what I listed it as.
Bonus
I
action.
remember.
That's like a way better option than trying to heal it.
Right. Yeah, bonus action.
Okay. Bonus action to move it, but to create it is going to take an action.
Yeah.
Now, is he weak against erosion?
He's not. He's actually immune to bludgeoning damage. This guy's beefy.
When you use water gun, watch what happens.
There we go. All right, I edited your magic item, so now it says you have to use an action to create the golem.
Okay,
Out of
so
combat
you're
won't be-
updating.
Yeah, I just updated it.
Updated on my side.
Let me go ahead and fix the token as well while I'm thinking about it. So, let's see if I can multitask here. As you continue your way south, heading along a pretty familiar way here as you head down towards Daggerford. You've been here before as you made your way north, back when you were following along in the caravan with the Cult of the Dragon, trying to investigate them. 17 AC.
Don't remind us that we have been here. That was such a long time ago, and we don't want to think about those horrible, horrible times.
Not the magic item, guys. Fury. Edit.
I mean, if we're being honest, we got a pretty solid upgrade with Ignali here.
Yeah, I mean-
Scrub a road.
Yeah, we did.
You know what I mean?
Random elf walks by with another elf woman, and they smile at you as you walk by.
An
I
arrow
recognize them.
strays from several miles away into your neck.
Clinging you out of the sky as you try to scout. Okay, that's fixed now. So yeah, like I said, it takes another half day or so for you to travel further south, and you arrive in the city of, or the town rather, of Daggerford. As you were kind of told before, you know that Sir Eastable?
Yes.
Sir Estable?
Yes.
Make sure I got his name right. Yeah, Istable.
Yes.
The purple dragon knight that I fangirled
Yeah.
over.
Yes, you fangirl pretty hard at him.
Oh, I just realized something I don't have access to. Oh wait, this is the wrong character. Never mind. Oh, no, it is the right one. I don't have access to my notepad from the last game.
Oh, that's because there isn't a notepad.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to copy it. Okay, thanks.
Yeah, I can't
It's
get it.
6
I'll get it.
words.
It's fine.
Let me create one for you real quick.
Thank you.
Stone Skull Journal. So yeah, you remember that Sir Esteval had actually been invited to the council via via his place within Daggerford, that the Purple Knights of Cormier rather, used that as basically a base of operations there, and that he was a well-known member, if probably the leader of it. But this town there's not much to it. As you move down to it, this somewhat large village, a little bit bigger than Greenest, lies before you as you make your way in there until early evening or so. It's not quite nightfall yet, but you're able to see that within the village there are inns and such for you to be able to use, 2 of them. One tavern as well within there, if you so choose to want to go to it tonight, or you can just rest for the night and prepare to set off the next morning.
Always best to get a good night's rest.
I agree.
I'll obviously never argue with that.
And regardless of what happened just a few nights prior at Waterdeep, where you went to the
Can we not?
turtle ran.
Can we not?
What? Stone Skull?
Oh
That was
god,
fun.
no.
Can we not? Let's not.
That
No.
time when Stone
No,
Skull
we're not
lost
talking
the
about that
arm wrestling
anymore.
contest. I remember it. Pepperidge
Oh.
remembers.
And Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Pepperidge Farm.
I remember winning arm wrestling with a bad taste in my mouth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was pretty gross. All right, so you stop off at the local inn here. You do see, as you move into Daggerford itself, the one thing you will notice as you move in is that before you didn't really see any purple dragon knights. You know, they're very distinguishable by their very gallant-looking purple cloaks and capes that they wear across their armor. You didn't really notice them before, maybe one if you really think back about it. As you move into Daggerford, though, you do see them kind of patrolling, not hostilely, not with weapons drawn or anything of that nature. It doesn't really lead you to think that they are looking for someone here, but it seems like a more militaristic protection presence is here now. You kind of assume probably because of the activity of the cults. But with that, you're able to proffer an inn for the night. As you move up into it,
do you need a group token for this? I can make a group token for the map.
yeah, I mean, if you want to,
I'll do it while we're doing this.
Okay. Yeah, whatever you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Easier to distinguish where y'all are. That
Yeah.
So you're able to find it there. We'll say all of you roll me a d20 real quick.
Okay.
Oh boy.
See who gets to do the thing.
Roll this one.
So it's gonna be Ignalia.
Not me.
Can we add a +4 on mine?
You may be wasting
do
that
it.
20 on some random.
Right? Random encounter, I guess. I'll waste in that 20.
As you all make your way into this inn, looking to secure rooms for the night before you set off in the evening, you park your wagon and all that. Stone Skull's horse and everything is put away in the stable, and you make your way inside. As you're moving in, you see much of what you kind of expect from all these inns and taverns. You see an older, portly man standing behind the counter. You know, kind of asks you what you be needing when you walk in.
What you be needing?
You start to secure a room and everything. He tells you it'll be 2 silver pieces per room for the night. And Ignalia has an idea as money is introduced into that, and she pulls out from her bag the writ of power given to her by the council. And she walks up and simply says that we would like to secure the room for the night under official business. And as she does so, the man kind of looks over, just kind of squinting at the paper, and then he sees the signatures lining across the bottom of this. And with that, he quickly hands it back with a kind of wide-eyed expression and stammering over his words and such, guarantees you night for as long, or lodging rather, for as many nights as you need, at no cost, of course, for anybody that is protecting the realm.
Oh.
So just,
Tara will nod to the innkeeper and just say, "That's very generous of you." She didn't see the paper.
yeah, it's like Tara's just like, oh, cool, dope, this is a nice guy.
More witchcraft.
This guy's super nice.
The rest of you that did see the paper kind of get a display of its power, that even common folk obviously recognize the names of Lord Daggolt Neverember and Romalia Haventree and the leader of the they have a really badass name. What was it?
Roll.
No, yeah, it was that other awesome dude. Crap.
Leader of the Ultra Mega Squad.
Yeah, that one.
The Flaming Fist Warriors in Baldur's Gate. As you see, Marshal Ulder Ravengard's signature is also on the paper. He's heard of these names, and you kind of get the feeling that most commoners will actually know of these people. Obviously, probably never ever meeting them or even seeing them, but they do know the power that the names hold in this writ that you proffer up to them. So with that, you're able to get, we'll say 3 rooms for the night fairly easily. And are able to spend the night resting up and preparing for the next day.
Before Tara goes to sleep, she'll new golem, kind of heal him. She gives him full health for guard duty.
Okay. And you know Mr. Pebbles does not need to sleep, so he's excellent for guard duty. But you
That's
do
an
know
awesome
that he
little
responds to
trick that
commands.
you've taught your pet, Tara.
He's not a pet.
No? Okay.
I can't adjust his health until I get his token back.
Oh yeah, he can't do it. Well, you should be able to go into the character sheet and do it. Maybe.
No, you didn't set that as an adjustable thing.
Hello.
Oh,
Is he able to edit the thing?
No, it's because it's done differently. It's not an actual character sheet; it's an NPC sheet.
How do you keep track
But
of
he
one
could.
that's a
He
NPC
can.
sheet?
He should still be able to edit an NPC sheet, right?
Yeah, I mean, I
Can
can go
you-
through and edit it.
But it's not tied to the NPC
Yeah.
token itself
Oh.
because it breaks. I think
Yeah.
so. Oh well, not a big deal. You'll be able to.
I'll just do it on the
whenever-
token when he comes back.
Yeah, you'll be able to do it whenever it matters. So, all right. So, anything y'all would like to do during the night? Any conversations or anything?
Primarily.
Sleep.
Well, Tara's gonna do regular maintenance on her gear and then go to bed.
Keep an
Okay.
eye out for any more signs of the horn blowing. That's about it.
All right.
Yeah.
it's time to get
Alright.
one last good night of sleep in a nice bed.
Yeah, it'll be some time as you remember the tradeway. It took you a little bit of time to get from Daggerford down to the old fort at Dragonspear, and the place that you're going to lies just southwest of that, or southeast of that rather, still along the tradeway. So at least it's a somewhat simple travel of following the tradeway all the way down, but it will take you a little bit of time to get there. Luckily, this isn't a whole episode of travel, thank God. So they just kind of keep on traveling. So
It's not going to take us 60 days and 8 sessions.
Oh God! Please
never again. I never want to do that again.
That was
All
so
right.
bad.
It was rough. So yeah, you're able to get a good night's sleep. Actually, not even disturbed or anything throughout the night. Mr. Pebbles valiantly stands guard outside your rooms, out in the hallway of this upper floor of this inn, as you all kind of take the time to not worry about setting up watches and such for once, and spend the night getting as
Do we have to
restful
call
as
him
you can.
Valiant Mr. Pebbles from here on out?
I mean, if you want to. He's pretty valiant. Takes some hits for you on stuff.
Call him whatever you want.
Alrighty. So with that, the morning arrives, all too soon, unfortunately, but still able to get a good rest during the night. And you all wake up in the morning, heading on down into the common room of this inn. You find warm meals waiting for you. Nothing too extravagant, just some warm soup and bread, but enough to fill your stomachs for the morning before you set off. You go outside and get your wagon and horse, rather. War horse, that's what I was looking for.
Yeah.
Not a draft horse. You get Stone Skull's war horse being used. He looks a little begrudgingly so, but still being used to pull this wagon. And you set off out of Daggerford to the south along the tradeway. All right, so we're just gonna start from the top of the list. Forge, go ahead and give me a d20 roll.
Okay, 1 second. I'm not in roll 20. 1 second.
Okay.
Here we go. Oh yeah.
Okay, well. So yeah, you continue on the first day, getting a few miles away from Daggerford. Continuing along, you find yourself passing along the Trollbark Forest on either side of the tradeway, knowing that back when you traveled here before, you recall your caravan was attacked, actually, by a group of spiders and some other kind of spider-like beings. So you kind of keep a wary eye out for that, but it seems like nothing seems to be here at the time. As you continue on to the south, stopping for the night to kind of lay down next to the wagon and camp out for the night along the tradeway itself. The next day starts up. You're making it about a quarter of the way down the tradeway in between Daggerford and Dragonspear. Ignalia, I need a d20 from you.
Oh, don't use that one.
Don't use that one.
Don't use that one. The one I just linked.
Stop wasting all your good rolls.
Yes, waste them.
Hey,
Perfect.
it's your turn next. Did I summon us combat again?
No, not yet. I'm just making sure I have the thing open in case it does summon combat. So yeah, as you continue on, everybody keeping a wary eye as you continue on past the Trollbark Forest around the tradeway. But once again, very dull day of just walking and traveling, riding on the cart occasionally, but nothing untoward seems to happen, except for one thing. Everybody give me perception checks except Terra.
There's a good token.
Okay.
What did you ask for? Perception?
Perception.
Okay.
Yes. Please.
Sorry, I was trying to do two things at once.
So I just wanted to be included.
Gotta multitask.
Multitasking.
Oh, it's gigantic.
It is.
I like how 4 of us are like well represented, and then Steve's kind of like badly photoshopped onto the side.
He's like just looking in from the side, like, "Hey, what's up, guys? Did I miss the picture?"
Everybody has a little bit of space somewhere.
Controlled by all players. There we go. Okay,
You didn't put the golem.
this is fine. Mr.
This
Pebbles,
is fine.
He's got to be there a little bit longer before he earns a place on the group photo. All right. Alrighty. So as you're all continuing on, the day begins to wane. Evening beginning to set in. The sky begins to darken above you. Ignalia, as you're looking around, studying, looking for danger as you always are when you're traveling, you find yourself looking up to the sky, and though it's hard to see, and with the approaching darkness coming in, and you're still not too sure, almost to the point where you don't tell anybody, you swear you see a few winged shapes flying high in the air that look oddly familiar as dragons. But you don't let that bother your sleep.
I don't.
They were way up in the sky. They didn't stop to look for you. Fine.
I mean, are you saying real dragon, like Drake,
But
or
they're-
Wyvern, whatever?
But they're dragons.
It's hard to tell, really. They were so high up. I mean, it could have been, not super high up, and it might have been some drakes. It could have been even further up, and it could have been, large adult dragons traveling together. Couldn't really tell, though. They seem to be heading off to the northeast of your position, but you weren't too sure exactly where they could be headed.
Not okay
Generally
with
to the
this.
northeast of where we are right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna keep note of that. All right.
Okay.
Not okay with this.
Now they're gathering up. I get it.
Yeah.
There's an awful lot of things out there.
We need to hurry.
So, as you continue on the next day, waking up again the next morning, Maximilian, I need a d20 from you.
There you go. Middle of the road.
All right, be right back, chat. Don't go anywhere. I've got to turn off cam for a sec.
I don't know if that was meant as a burn, but that's good.
Holly on it. It's not
I mean,
important.
remember, you gotta have just like sticks for elbows and then giant cancerous wrists. Like bludgeoning rocks for hands.
And I have not set this up, but I'm going to do it because it's fun. All right, give me 1 second.
Alright, it's the boss battle where the swirl is like really slow and annoying.
We're fighting velociraptors?
I don't know why that's like my default. I'm thinking and doing things music, but it is.
Why is Chris Pratt here?
Yeah, what's he doing here? Seems like he'd be good in a fight, though.
Dibs on the NPC.
I want to play Chris Pratt. Okay. Oh shit, wrong. I apologize. I should have had this set up, but oh well. This is fine.
This is fine. Everything's fine. This is fine.
It's the glory of random rolls.
It's fine.
All right. Oh yeah, this dude too. That's the fun one. How could I forget him?
The
All right.
fun one.
Okay. So as you're traveling on, getting almost to the point where you're making it to where you know the fortress down at Dragonspear to be, knowing you're just outside, less than a day's travel away from it, but unfortunately night came all too soon, so you decided to make camp. Night is approaching, rather. It's not quite there, but you know that you're going to have to make camp soon. You begin walking forward, and you see several individuals in front of you. And this is not alarming. You see people all day, every day that you're traveling on the tradeway. You see people coming to and from the different large cities that give the tradeway its name, traveling with goods and wagons. You see a caravan here and there, much like the one you traveled on before. But as you move closer, you see that these individuals are not walking towards you. They are instead standing before you.
Huh.
Who am I missing? I'm missing Tara. Where'd Tara go?
What did you do to Tara?
I'm still on the main screen here.
On top
hanging up.
No? Weird.
No, I'm still on the main screen, main map.
Like on the southern map. Anyway. Fix the health on your NPC here. So as you make your way forward, kind of, like I said, being set off a little bit of alarm bells going off as you walk forward and see these individuals standing before you. You see there are at least 7 of them, standing kind of on halfway through the tradeway. They're not necessarily blocking it, but they seem to be watching you as you approach them.
Are they armed?
You do see that they are armed as you get even closer. However, none of them seem to move towards you as you arrive within a few feet of them, stopping to take a look at them. As you move up closer, you see these individuals are here, and they're looking towards you. Most of their heads shaded over with cloaks that are wearing hoods of their cloaks drawn across their heads, hiding their faces for the most part. As you're looking at them, they all seem to be looking towards you, but nobody's saying anything quite yet. As you look back behind them, you see set off to the side in this early evening light is a somewhat large tent set behind them, and they seem to be kind of standing in between you and the tent.
They don't want any.
I want to move up and kind of just hail to them. Who goes there?
As you say that, you see one of the figures from behind the front group step forward, his arms kind of met together to where you can't even see his hands from the robes covering them. And he walks forward and dips his head just ever so slightly to you. And with that, in kind of a droning, raspy voice, he says to you, "Maximilian, yes, my master would speak with you."
What?
And who might your master be?
With that, you see him kind of tilting his head to the side. He says, "I do not know his name. I simply call him Lord Volmer."
This is not okay.
Well, I suppose we should speak to you, Lord. Myself and my company included.
And with that, you see him kind of doing that slow bow of his head, just ever so slightly once again. He says, "Of course, he wants to speak to all of you."
You could turn around, to the rest of the group. Are we good with meeting this Lord? Do we continue forward?
I'm not sure what business he has with us.
Well, he knew me by name.
A lot of people know us by name now.
I'm gonna kind of nod and agree with Tara on this.
Still, knowing where we are and where to find us, that's privileged information.
I'm gonna kind of lean around Max and address the man. How long have y'all been waiting here for us?
With that, you see his hood, or his head kind of rises a bit, and you see the bottom part of his face, or those that you can see. And you see kind of a bit of a smirk crossing his face. He says, "Not long. We knew you were coming."
Tara's gonna take a step back and shake her head. I don't like this at all.
Listen, they're the way I see it. They're either allies, or potential allies, or they're potential enemies. If they're enemies, I don't want to leave them behind us because they seem to know how to find us. And if they're allies, well then we can use all the allies we can get.
Fine by me. I'll go. I just don't like it.
Just keep Mr. Pebbles at the ready.
Yep.
And with that, I'll kind of nod forward and extend my hands. Please, after you.
With that, he nods, and the group kind of parts ways, motioning for you to follow behind as these two seemingly leaders of this group begin walking back towards the tent. Those of you that can see, as you're looking at these two fine gentlemen, give me perception checks.
Where'd my character sheet go? One second.
It's gone. It's gone.
It's gone.
Stone Skull.
Oh,
Yeah.
Sounds cool.
Okay. Ignalia, Max, and Stone Skull. Give me history or religion checks, your choice.
Oh God.
Oh boy.
Boy, this is gonna go well.
Same modifier.
Negative. Oh, hey.
Yeah, not terrible.
Okay, not bad.
Not as bad as I thought it was gonna be.
So you're beginning to walk back towards this tent. Do I have a tent? That'd be cool if I had a tent.
Is there a tent?
Is there a tent?
There should be
Yeah,
a tent.
Be a lot cooler if you did.
It'd be really cool if you did.
Oh shit, no. Which one do I like? Yeah, we'll do that one. Oh, no, bigger. I need it bigger. There we
So
go.
did Matthew McConaughey get into the party?
All right. Okay. So as you all begin walking back towards this tent, all three of you, Ignalia, Max, and Stone Skull Steve, keeping a wary eye out for danger around him. So not really noticing too much about it. The other three of you notice on the back of these people's cloaks as they turn around and begin leading you towards the tent, you see a symbol engraved upon them. The symbol is three inverted triangles arranged in a long triangle in itself. And as you're thinking back, kind of looking at it, a spark in your mind kind of comes to the forefront of your thoughts, and you remember that you've seen this before. You had seen it once in books and tales long ago, talking about devil worshippers and those that supported the 9 hells and the beings that resided there. And as you think back, you remember seeing them somewhat recently in a book that you found on Skyreach Castle. And you remember a small subsection saying that this was the symbol of Asmodeus in the 9 hells.
Yeah.
Wait, what did you say her master's name was? One more time.
Lord Volmare.
Okay. Let's say I don't think I would have misheard Asmodeus.
No.
Good.
Who remembered this? Him? Both of them? All of us?
The three of you that rolled above 15. So everybody. Yep. The three of you.
Probably gonna stop dead in my tracks. I'm not happy with this.
to you. You have the information. React to it as you will.
Yeah.
As you're looking at them, they continue on and they flank the entrance to the tent. You see the tent is very dark. You know that there's not a torch or anything inside of it as they kind of pull back the flap and you just see utter darkness within it.
Yeah, I'll call. As we all kind of exchange glances, as I recognize the symbols on your cloaks. I would prefer to meet out in the open instead of entering the tent. Call it professional rational or professional courtesy.
As you're saying that out loud towards them, you feel a presence creeping across the surface of your mind, and you hear a deep rumbling kind of grating voice saying, "Oh, just come within here. I will not hurt you."
That doesn't instill much confidence.
What do y'all want to do?
I'm agreeing with Max. I'm not very confident in that.
I'm using goddamn divine sense to immediately detect all devils within 60 feet.
Yeah, the tent lights up like a fucking Christmas tree.
Jesus fucking Christ.
You do notice that it doesn't seem to be moving towards you. It doesn't seem to be more threatening than you expect a fiend to be. Kind of pausing its demeanor.
Okay.
Steve, why? Ruckus, what are you doing?
Why you do this?
Why you do this?
Are we in agreement that there's no bargaining with demons or devils?
Well, there's definitely bargaining with devils, but not demons, right?
No, neither.
I mean,
that's
no.
not.
Morally, no, but like, you know what I'm saying?
Right, no, yeah, by like D&D laws, yeah, you could totally. I don't think a devil would give you a chance to bargain. They're just gonna eat you.
Yeah. Hey, two good aligned paladins. You want to talk to some devils?
Yeah, like, like, if I take another step, I'm probably have to smite you. Like,
I mean, based on y'all's history checks from before, you know that devils are very manipulative beings. They don't generally do things without cause, and they like to make deals. And they typically try to get the better end of the deal, even if the people that they're making them with don't quite realize it at the time.
Told y'all this was a bad idea.
You haven't done anything yet. Just choose your words carefully. Don't agree to anything, even passively.
I'm more of the opinion to tell them to stop following us and stop looking for us, or something bad's gonna happen to them. Like, I'm not gonna incite violence, but this is, you go away, you forget my name, don't ever show your face around here.
Are you saying that out loud?
No, I mean, we're convening amongst ourselves.
Okay.
I'm not talking to him.
A huddle whisper.
Yeah.
I mean, if this ever has to happen, I'm using my telepathy to say it.
I'm pretty sure he just used that, so maybe not.
Well, I don't think he can. I don't know. I'm not going to pretend to know whatever the hell that is can do.
As you're all convening, kind of thinking of what you want to do, Maximilian, you feel this same grating sensation across your mind as this creature talks to you again.
Mistake, fiend.
Let me think. Hi, Steve. As Maximilian feels this psychic connection again, as this voice begins to speak in his head, he hears the rumbling voice say, "Come inside or not, it matters not. I simply want to speak with you. We have a common..." We'll say that at this point, we'll say at this point everybody's getting this feeling instead of just Maximilian. You're all getting this voice resonating through your head. It's kind of jarring at first. Someone forcefully talks to you using your mind. But as you hear the voice, it says, "We have a common enemy, you and I. I simply want to speak about this cult and their plans."
The enemy of my enemy is not always my friend. If you have information on how to handle the cult, you can give it to me. But there will be no discussion.
As you say that, the voice resonates through your minds once again. It says, "Information is a two-way street. I seek it, as do you. A trade, if you will."
No. Be gone. Fiend. I'm going to draw the antagonist and step back. We'll have none of that.
Oh. We're doing this. We're doing it. Let's do it. Do it.
Are you attacking anybody, or are you just...
No, this is me stepping back. No, to the group and backing, like I'm walking away.
Okay. As you start to do that and begin backing away, you see the members that were standing before you, all of their eyes looking somewhat hollowed, kind of dead. All of them draw scimitars, looking at you, not moving to attack, but obviously taking defensive positions as they move to kind of block the tent, seeing you kind of moving threateningly. And you all hear that voice once again. "A foolish mistake you are making. I simply want to talk.
Only fools make deals with devils."
"I do not seek a deal, only a trade."
Same thing. I'm I want to do whatever, try and block my mind out.
Yeah.
Some sort of save to prevent him from being able to get into my mind again.
Okay. Give me a wisdom save.
Wisdom save?
Yeah, we'll have a battle of the minds. Okay. Yeah, okay. So as everybody else, unfortunately, still hears this rasping voice throughout their mind, but Maximilian's able to feel it encroaching again and fight it away with his own psychic energy. Everybody else hears the voice ringing out once again. "Think about what you're doing. What information I could offer you could very well save your lives, as well as this pitiful plane that you call home."
You'd save our lives and condemn our souls. I'll have no talking to you, and I'll draw my sword.
As you say that, it once again comes out and says, "I do not seek your souls. They are not worth bargaining for. I seek information."
I'm not going to buy into it. I'm just gonna kind of wait and just hear him out for a second.
Okay, what's everybody else do?
I mean, I'm going to be backing away unless otherwise noted. Like, I'm trying to get everybody to come with me.
He's kind of in our way, isn't he?
Not really. I mean, it's off to the side of the path. Y'all could just walk around.
Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah, because we do have to go past them.
Yeah, you gotta head off to the north. Or to the south, whatever. North on this map.
I'm just going to ask, because I can't really see what Max is doing, are you apprehensive about this, Max? Should we leave?
Yes, we should leave.
All right, then I'm going to start heading that way. I'm going to go around them very widely.
Okay, Stone Skull, you just remaining in place?
Waiting, yes.
Steve? Hello?
Oh,
I can't hear Steve.
Yeah, I can't be there.
Ruckus! You're lighting up, but I don't hear you. Hello?
Hello?
He no longer registers on a microphone.
Nope.
It's just imperceptible at this point.
my dogs are going crazy.
Maybe he's gotten so high in pitch, they're the ones that can hear him.
Alright. Okay, we'll come
He's
back.
coming with me.
Ignalia, you moving away as well?
Yeah, I'm gonna stay to the back of the group facing the, whatever they are, worshippers.
Okay. So everybody else, aside from Stone Skull, you no longer hear this voice in your mind, but you clearly see Stone Skull's face kind of contorting as he has that kind of confused look in his face whenever he is greeted with telepathy. Stone Skull, you hear the voice once again saying, "Well, if one of you is being polite and rational, I might as well just speak to you. I'm looking for information about a one Wrath Modar and his splinter sect. We wish to punish them for their impudence."
Kind of look around and recognize I'm the only one standing here and say, I don't recall the individual you're looking for, but what need you of this individual?
With that, he says, "Well, there is a leader in the land of Thay by the name of Zaz Tam. He seeks Wrath Modar's head. You could get allies by offering up information about this Wrath Modar to him. I simply seek to know more about him."
As he says that, kind of look in that direction and say, what more do you need to know of him?
Who's talking out loud?
Stone Skull's the kind that will talk out loud to somebody who's talking to him telepathically.
Say, Stone Skull, look at me. Don't listen to a thing he's saying. Come with us.
And kind of hear Max. I look over and then kind of look back in the other direction, and I have to agree with him. I don't know that I can be of assistance to you.
With that, you hear kind of a dismissing grunt as this voice goes through your head. Just, a poor choice you're making. We have a common enemy. The Lords of the Nine Hells are divided when it comes to the matter of Tiamat's release from our realm. But no matter, you may leave here freely. You may be of some use to us still.
Wants to get smited so bad.
I'll turn and start to head towards the others, kind of glancing. He kind of glances over his shoulder back in that direction, but slowly regroups with the others over here.
Okay. As you all begin to make your way out and around this group, you see them all following your movements with their eyes and their bodies, simply holding their position, just keeping themselves in between you and the tent. and from whatever may lie within said tent. But you're able to walk around, and if you so choose, continue on to the north, or to the south rather, along the tradeway if you so choose to do so.
Yeah, I mean, right?
Yeah, man, that's what
Let's go.
We can
Let's
discuss
keep
on
going.
the road.
Okay. Anybody staying behind? Everybody ready to go?
I think so.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be up in the air now.
Okay.
Say 100 feet in the air.
100 feet, just 100?
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to go any higher? You sure?
Yeah, no. I don't want to worry about dragons. I'm not going up that high. I just want to be able to see.
A dragon flies by and snatches you out of the air.
How much cloud cover is there today?
It's pretty bright.
Yeah, but now I get to move in 3 dimensions. I'm smaller and harder to grab. On the ground, I only have 2 dimensions.
All right. So as you all begin moving down to the south, continuing on your way towards Dragon Reach, or not Dragon Reach, Dragon Spear rather. Sorry. You all kind of watch back as you're moving around this tent before you continue on. All of you keeping a wary eye on the cultists, who you now know are probably devil worshippers, a different matter of cultists. You all look towards the tent too, and you see 2 somewhat large glowing eyes shining from within the tent, but no other lights from within. But that being said, whatever this creature might be, it did tell the truth, and you're able to exit from the area, moving slowly and cautiously until the tent and the cultists disappear out of sight as you continue further south towards Dragon Spear. Having none of that shit.
Balrog in a tent.
See? Right? Well, I don't want to go in there.
Hell no, I don't want to go in there.
No, because look, the only thing that's coming out of that tent is blood. There's no way we go in there and walk out with clean hands.
It's probably going to be your blood, honestly, but hey. All right. So like I said, it was getting to early evening, so you travel for another hour or so just past where darkness falls, so you put plenty of space in between you and that tent. And you find yourself about a half day once again away from Dragon Spear, and you're able to camp for the night.
So, we made it? Or we're where now? Sorry.
Yeah.
We're a half day away.
Half day away from
setting up camp.
Dragon Spear. Yeah, setting up camp for the night. Unless y'all want to keep traveling, it's up to you.
Yeah, I'm gonna take an extra shift that night, just on the lookout for shady worshippers trailing us.
The paranoia is real. Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm putting crosses in the ground, like everything.
I'm pouring salt around the campsite.
I'm calling Dean Winchester.
I love it. All right. Everybody give me perception checks as you all settle down for the night.
Yes.
Ooh, strong. Steve sleeping at the wheel.
Yeah, so Steve, unable to speak during that whole ordeal, just frightened, I guess, completely by it. Maximilian and Ignalia, however, as you're setting up camp and preparing for the night, you hear the unmistakable sounds as you're all settling down and such. Above you, through the darkness, you hear the clatter of wings, the kind of whoosh sound of air going against wings as it soars through the air, not terribly far above your head. But you also hear a somewhat strange sound accompanying it. It almost sounds like the clattering of hundreds or thousands of bones clattering together as these wings beat against the night. It only lasts for a few moments, and then the sound vanishes.
When that happens, I want to react by using Divine Sense
I
again.
don't like that at all.
What's the range on that?
The range on what?
Divine Sense. What is the range on that? 60 feet.
60 feet? You don't quite get a sense of anything.
What a smell.
Does it just sound awful?
It Sounds pretty weird, pretty alarming.
Bones. Max, did you hear that?
I feel like I muted somebody.
Was it me?
No.
Does it just pass?
Yeah, it only lasts for a few moments and then passes.
So we need to hurry with this objective. This is enemies or potential enemies are mounting. I'm starting to think Stone Skull that you had the right idea.
Potentially. Do you know anything of any devils that would have explained that just now?
Yeah. So yeah, we're only half a day away. So we could just travel through the night and get there in the morning.
Can you not hear Scott, Willie?
No, I
I
cannot.
can't either.
What?
Oh, I can
I
hear
thought I
Scott.
had this.
Willie, you piece of shit.
There you go. I muted you. I'm sorry.
You son of a bitch.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah, y'all are only half a day away at this point. You could continue the night if you wanted to, but I assume y'all might want to fortify and camp out.
Yeah. And I was saying, do you know of any devils, that might have been basically wondering if we should be doing like a knowledge check on that?
Oh, I guess that was like a High Lord devil.
He said it was Lord.
No, I meant the thing that just
Olmir.
flew overhead or whatever it was.
That was probably a Dracolich. That was probably an undead dragon. If
You know
I
what?
had
I'll
to
just
guess.
I'll just
not
quit the
okay with
campaign
that.
now then, while I'm ahead. But no, can I do a whatever check you want to see if I might know what that is?
I mean, you could try with a history check, I guess, based on sound and what little information you got, since you never saw with this creature.
I'm paranoid as hell.
Okay. As you're thinking, you can't quite recall what kind of creature that might be. You know that there's, different rankings in the planes of hell. Knowing there's different planes and such that, different devils that are basically deities rule over them. And they have everything from generals to lesser ranks in their employ. And they will sometimes send them after they are summoned by, devil worshippers and such to the material plane to do their bidding. You kind of get the feeling that this Lord Volmer may have been one of those vassals sent to communicate with those on the material plane, but what exactly he might have been, unfortunately, escapes you.
I'll just say to Max, I think what we do know from what Stone Skull said earlier is that those might not be the only devils in the area, and any others sounds like they're much more likely to want to try to desist us.
Why devils and why here? If it has any correlation with the cultist activity?
You all do know it's common knowledge that Tiamat is chained and trapped within the planes of hell. That is why she doesn't terrorize the material plane.
Right.
Maybe they want her gone.
Or maybe some don't.
It depends how much Stone Skull babbled out loud that we understand.
Yeah. No.
I'm
it's the
pretty
right
sure.
approach.
I'm pretty
No
sure
devils.
Stone Skull
Don't work with it. It might be the hard way. It's the right way.
is my mic working?
Just saying
Can
to
you
keep
guys
your
hear
wits
me?
about us.
Yeah, we can.
Okay, you
Now
can
we
hear me now. Oh, I was talking while I was in Photoshop and nobody heard me. Like that whole time. Yeah, Stone Skull was babbling that entire time. Like he was trying to, like I said, he just talks out loud because he doesn't recognize the difference between somebody speaking out loud to him and it just being in his head. So everything that was going on in his conversation, everybody around him heard.
I imagine your face to be very confused.
Yeah, like
forehead
obviously
all
very
crinkled up,
confused.
just talking out loud, like, oh, God.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, we probably didn't get
Oh,
any
it's not-
real detail because you heard it, but you didn't like regurgitate whole sentences back to him.
Yeah, that's correct. Yep.
So yeah,
You got
most
to
of us
hear
don't
half
really
of a
know details.
conversation, where the one half you got to hear was the confused side.
You hear part of it, and then you're like, what the hell is he talking about?
Right, exactly. What the hell is he on about? Does anybody have any idea what he's talking about?
Alrighty. Okay, so as the night goes
Alright.
on, you're not visited by anything else during the night. You're able to get a somewhat unrestful sleep in during your watches, because I'd imagine y'all are probably keeping watch at this point, just in case.
I'm so nervous. I'm actually making coffee.
She's like, I know, gotta stay awake. Can't do this. So yeah, you're able to make it through the night without anything coming to bother you. But it was a little bit of an unsettling experience that you just went through.
Hey, Chris,
And
thanks
with that, you
for
wake up the next day
5 months.
and find yourself
Holy
on the road
cow,
again,
It has been
heading
5
down
months.
towards Dragonspear.
Thank you. Appreciate that, friend. Very much so. Have some badges coming here soon.
Once again, as you
yeah.
look down,
Got some more
Yeah,
coming.
you,
I'm adding them
kind of
in now,
head down
actually.
to the outskirts here. You see,
So
you know, the remnants of a small
hopefully
village,
they'll
rather,
start
outside
showing
of
up
this large
here
fortress and
soon.
castle that you know is Dragonspear Castle. You know, there's many things within it, more than likely, that would be untoward to you, and not really your end goal here to go to this place, but maybe something that'd be worth revisiting one day to see what secrets it might hold. But you do know that this area has no shelter and such in its area. It's really just marked on the map just to let you know that going anywhere too close to it might be dangerous to your health.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
We're moving forward, y'all.
Smash.
As a paladin, we might have
Yeah,
to
we
cleanse
should
this place
do
so it
ones.
doesn't pose a threat to people in the future.
Yeah, you might be obligated to do that after your current obligations are fulfilled.
Fair enough. Excellent. Thank you for reminding me. Let us continue.
I asked Siri to write me a note. There we go.
Siri,
I
please.
just wanted to
write
gauge the room, you know, gently.
Okay.
We'll come back and smite this right after we do, you know, the yawning.
All the fun
Ooh.
stuff.
Okay, all of that.
And then we're going to go find that guy Strahd.
Yeah,
That
there's some
guy.
asshole in Barovia. Need to be shown what's what.
Go fuck that guy up.
This is turning into like Harold and Kumar go to White Castle. How do we get to Barovia?
All right. So, yeah, as you pass by Dragonspear Castle, you see that the same as before, this kind of ever-present mist kind of surrounds the grounds, making it just impossible to see inside the walls of this castle, rather. But you continue on, heading off down to the southeast, following the tradeway, going off in a bit of a different direction, somewhere you haven't been before, as you before came up to this place through the coastway, leading off to the southwest. But you decide to go further southeast as you come to the split in the road that you can see right there, heading off down. And as evening approaches, you find yourself coming up to a place.
Oh no.
I've had roll 1d20 in my chat, just waiting for me to hit enter.
Not gonna do it.
You're not going to get a chance.
Not tonight. Scumbag.
Do.
Stone Skull Smash.
I feel like I might have placed this wrong, which is unfortunate. So as you move down, you see a somewhat smaller river running here that isn't depicted on your map. But as you're looking at it, it seems to head down to the south towards the winding water. And actually, we'll just say you made it down here. We'll retcon just a little bit.
Yeah.
So you find yourself down at
Make
the
it
Winding
rose.
Water, which is the river that runs along here. As you get closer there, about there-ish, you find yourself at a recognizable landmark, a place that you've been told about. You find this large bridge set before you with what appears to be kind of a tent village set down at the base of it, of the side closest to you, rather, as it crosses this kind of vast waterway. You know this as Boraskir Bridge. You see it's constructed of black granite. It bears sculpted images of the deities that you had to be told about when you were being briefed by Leosin. These deities being Cyric and Baal, commemorating the legendary battle they fought on the bridge during the time of troubles. You see this kind of, like I said, way station settlement. It's a little more than a collection of tents and wagons.
That's awesome.
And caravans providing food and fresh mounts and other services for travelers. As you're looking down to it, you do see that they do have some protection for this area. As you see a contingent of paladins from the theocracy of Eltugard. They are maintaining watch over the bridge over to the southwest of your position in this kind of looks pretty fresh, pretty newly built keep that they kind of roam around and go in and out of. As you're making your way down into this kind of way station settlement, you see a few places here and there. Most of the places around there look like just simple hovels for people to live in that provide services to travelers that go through here. But one that you do see is a somewhat larger tent, almost looks like one you'd expect in a circus. And as you're looking at it, you see a kind of hastily made sign that reads Bolo's Tentside Inn.
If it's a little person, I'm gonna snap. It's giant.
All right, now canon. Willie hates little people.
That's apparently a thing now.
Actually, everyone we've met in this campaign have kind of been dicks, haven't they?
To Willie specifically.
Yeah.
When they were little people.
There has been one that I've been like, yeah, that's a cool creature. Like, no, they're all just rats. Vermin. Alright. So I want to, kind of, we're looking for info, right? Do we want to stop and press these people about any cultist activity, any information that they might have? This is going to be one of the last refit stations. We're here to the hills, right?
One would assume so. And you do know that, just in case I didn't say it before, you do know basic descriptions of Varum. You know that he is a dwarf of some making, and that he probably has an escort of some kind, being the worm speaker that he is.
He's clad in all white. If you see a dwarf in all white with a hood, probably wearing a mask.
Might be him.
I was supposed to say, white isn't actually the color you would think of.
I was going to say, was it white?
You know all the high-ranking cultists are called wearers of purple. And it's because of what they wear.
I thought you said he was wearing white.
No, he's Varum the White. That's what his name is.
Oh, shit, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's just confusing.
Alright. Hey, you seen a dwarf clad in fancy purple regalia? Stands out just as much as white.
Probably a little bit.
Dwarf. Yeah. Let's, you want to go in and pop in and ask him, or do you just want to keep going?
Yeah.
Probably won't hurt to ask.
Let's get the lay of the land.
Perfect. I'll head to the large circus tent. What was the name? Bolo?
Bolo's Tentside Inn.
Bolo.
No, please not
Bolo.
Now the real question is, what kind of small person, and is it a man or a woman?
Yeah, I'll walk into the tent.
Okay. As you move your way in, you see this Tentside Inn is really just, like I said, a large tent with some kind of sections off here and there. It seems kind of to be a somewhat rough and tumble establishment. You kind of hear boisterous laughter and yelling and a small fight breaking out here and there, but nothing out of the ordinary. You see this establishment is set up in a large pavilion near the center of this tent city all around you. You see lots of people all around you of varying shapes and sizes. Kind of see here and there people kind of walking around with drinks, but it's hard to see if there's like an owner or something just based on looking around.
Is there alcohol? Are there casks or something? I mean,
oh, there's definitely
grab
alcohol.
a drink.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. I'll walk up and help myself.
You don't see any like out in the open or anything for you to get. You do see a bar at the back end of the tent, though.
No, yeah, bar then. That's what I was asking. I thought you were saying it was like a bar, but there was nobody really working it.
You see a bar. You don't see anybody currently at it right now, but you're kind of far away. About 50 or so feet away. This large tent.
Oh, he is a tiny person.
I guess I'll cross the distance and go to the bar.
Okay. So as you make your way, kind of bumping into people here and there, pushing your way through, the whole group is able to move to the back of the tent where you see this, just kind of wood bar sitting out in the middle of the tent with casks of ale and barrels of wine and such all labeled or set behind it. As you walk up to the bar, however, you kind of look to the left and right, and you don't see anybody manning the bar. You kind of start looking around the room, and then you all hear a voice kind of chiming in over the ruckus all within the tent here. Hey, what are you looking for?
Ugh. Imagine like just slowly looking over to where, like side-eyeing wherever that noise came from, and now I'm looking down.
It's so canon.
As you look over the edge of this bar, you see now a kind of pristinely made hair, this white hair, as you start looking over the edge of this bar, and you see a female halfling standing there looking up at you with kind of a irritated look on her face. She says, well, what do you want?
I want a dwarf.
With that, you see her kind of picking up a large ale that's a little bit big for her hands, and she reaches up and sets it up on the bar above her, and then she shuffles over to her left, pulling a stool over, and then steps up on it. She says, well, and she starts looking around the room. She says, there's a dwarf over there, one over there too. There might be some other ones over there. Can you not see? Do you not have eyes?
Tara's gonna cough loudly.
Max, pay the woman.
I'm just gonna the frustration would just be probably just, I quit. Stand up and turn around. Someone else.
That wasn't much of an effort, Max.
Yeah, he's getting easy lately. I'm gonna put some money down on the table, enough for, I don't know, a round of drinks, probably a bit more than it's really worth, and slide it over to her and say, for my companions and myself, and we're looking for one in particular, in case you've heard of any tales of a dwarf clad in purple.
With that, she kind of looks down and quickly swipes the money. It disappears in just one quick movement of her arm. And she turns around and she begins, the barrels and such are set close enough for her to reach over from her stool. And she begins filling up a few mugs with ale. And she says, kind of dismissively, oh yeah, a dwarf in purple robes. Oh, I saw him. He was asking about escorts in the hills. When this hooded fellow started asking him his business, the dwarf looked him straight in the eye, then pulled out his dagger and stabbed the tall fellow dead. He was one of the scaled folk of the Serpent Hills, come down to spy on us. That dwarf's a hero, make no mistake. He and his entourage took off straight away for the hills then, quick as cats.
Scale folk, you say? You mean lizard folk or something else?
With that, she kind of shrugs and turns around with the ale and kind of sets them all down, somehow holding like these 5 things of ale in 2 little tiny hands, and slams them on the bar in front of her. Scaled folk, the ones that look like, snakes or whatever.
Aw, shit. Well, I thank you for the information. Do you know when was he seen last? And I'm just like consecutively tossing another silver into the pile to keep her memory.
So yeah, as you say that, she seems hesitant, kind of looking at you, eyeing you, and Then she sees the silver there, and her eyes just go back to normal, and she swipes it up very quickly. And she says, it was a few days ago, not too long ago.
Excellent. And he headed off into the foothills?
Uh-huh, that's what I said.
All right. Well, thank you. You would be Bolo, I presume.
No, Bolo was my husband. I'm Vidita.
Yeah. What a lovely name. Thank you. And I'm just gonna like promptly turn around and walk over to Willie.
Well, as he turns around, I'm just gonna like do the hand gesture, like "Come on, like let's go."
Grab my drink. What's eating with you?
Them. I don't trust them.
Well, until I learned that Maximilian is racist.
So this is great because Ignali was not present for like at least 2/3 of all of your small people troubles.
Yeah. Just ever since I woke up, I've had nothing but problems with those little people. More trouble than they're worth.
This is just flat out racism. I don't know what to do.
It's a little racist.
Just a little racist. Goddamn it.
A little dash of racism.
Actually written in as Bolo and a halfling. Not even making something up here for comedic effect.
Listen, you're lucky I didn't say Bodo and, say congrats on the operation.
Tara's just quietly digging her foot into the ground, scooting away from Max, being that she's only 4'11".
I'd say it's little people.
Officially confirmed.
You don't meet the best, most savory types on the road. Just remember that when you get to like a real town next.
We'll never find a more wretched hive. Scum and villainy.
Stone Skull, what the fuck are you saying over there?
Are we gonna do any more digging around town? Or are we gonna take off?
I mean, this isn't much of a town.
Yeah,
Right.
actually, what is there besides this tent?
A bridge.
There's a bridge leading off to the south. There's a bunch more smaller tents, but you kind of see those are probably just personal lodgings. This is the only kind of gathering place inside this tent village.
No?
Yeah, let's go after him.
Take off across the bridge into the foothills.
In the middle of the night?
I'm not sleeping here.
Yeah, let's go.
We'll sleep outside of town. I'm not sleeping here.
No. Let's move through that. We've had plenty of time we're within striking distance now.
All right, let's do it.
We can move through the night.
All those little people might gang up on him on the sleep. Better move.
Hey, you can't be too careful, and I can't say that Mr. Pebbles will see him as a threat until it's too late.
That's a good point.
That is a good point. How is Mr. Pebbles going to notify us if something's wrong?
I imagine one solid stomp on the ground from a goal is going to be enough to wake you up.
He's not.
What?
He's not instructed to notify y'all at all. He's instructed to attack anything that's not us.
That's useful.
Yeah, you all do know as you're getting ready to set off that the Serpent Hills lies to the northeast of your position. You know it's a good, 60 to 65 miles or so away. It's going to take a little time to get there. But you're more than welcome to travel through the night if you want to.
Yeah, we're doing it. It doesn't matter to me what time of day we travel.
Yeah. Or at least let's get a little bit closer into the other side of the bridge first.
No, you won't be going to the south of the bridge. You'll still be staying on the north side where you came from. The Serpent Hills lie off to the northeast, as you can see on the map here.
We should proceed cautiously, huh? Just as a note.
You do know that it's not a paved way to get there.
Yes.
But okay. All right. So as you are setting off and everything, you travel for about an hour. Everybody but Tara, give me perception checks.
Okay.
At disadvantage.
Oh.
except me.
At disadvantage.
Oh, that's 4. Yeah, that's enough. So yeah. Somehow
The
through the
paladin is
darkened
just
night.
born for this.
Yeah, Ignalia and Maximilian, as you're moving forward, you see that as you're setting off this way, this entire area to the northeast, heading towards the Serpent Hills, just there's nothing there. You see just brush and stuff all around you. It seems like nobody really travels this way, for obvious reasons, as people have told you that it's kind of dangerous up here. But that being said, you're able to follow up, and as you're looking around, you see off just a little bit to your east what appears to be a path. And seeing that there's no other path, you kind of move towards it, and you see what appears to be somewhat recently trampled grass and such around in a kind of wide swath, where a good amount of people probably made their way through this, creating a path sometime very recently, within the last couple weeks.
Wave the rest of the group over. Wait, no. Yeah, I mean, we both saw it. Wave the others and call for Tara. Tara, could you feel any difference in the ground here? Can you track them?
Tracking them might be hard unless they left some imprints in the dirt. I can definitely try.
You feel that you could probably track them for a little ways, but you do know the closer you get to these Serpent Hills, the more of mesas and rocky plateaus you're going to run into, and there's not going to be any imprints for you to follow.
Right. Well, I can lead us on as far as I can follow.
That'll be best. Lead the way.
I'm actually going to have my golem go out in front and just kind of guide him to where we need to go.
All right, so as you continue on through the night, doing your best to follow Tara's lead in the dark, you travel for about 6 hours or so, once again through the night. Not Nav. Those names are all fucked up.
I just changed it, yeah.
Tara, go ahead and give me a D20. Okay. So you continue on through the night, actually unobstructed by anything. The path, like I said, is kind of hard to follow, but you're able to do so with Tara's lead, and you travel a decent ways, but not very far. This is going to take a couple days for you to get to where you're going based on your map. As you continue on for another, let's say 4 hours, just so you get to morning. Steve, go ahead and give me a D20. Okay. Much of the same. You continue on. About 3 hours or so passes before you start to see the rays of dawn beginning to light the sky off in the distance to the east. But you continue on, not seeing a whole lot, still able to follow the trail as it leads through kind of brush and thicket and stuff. But you do notice we see the ground beginning to kind of flatten out a little bit, and then it starts to jut upward. You see hills going off in the distance, but they're not, the rolling kind of grassy knolls that you expect. They're jutting rock formations and such. And as the rays of dawn begin to sink in, illuminating the area around you, you see off in the distance just lots and lots of just rocky crags and badlands ahead of you as you make your way towards the Serpent Hills.
I'm going to just out loud talking to myself. It's beautiful here.
And dangerous.
I will probably absentmindedly say, I'm both of those things.
You and these Badlands have a lot in common then.
Damn right.
Nah.
So you've been traveling for quite a while now. You all are starting to feel, the effects of traveling for so long without resting beginning to set in. I need everybody to give me Constitution saving throws.
Oh boy.
What is it for?
To see if you suffer a level of exhaustion or not.
Yep. Okay.
So y'all are
I'm not exhausted.
okay.
Everybody else might
Ignalia,
be, but I am
unfortunately,
not.
is the only one that seems to just kind of succumbing to the amount of travel that's been done between the previous day and the night, with just a very brief respite at the bridge, at Boraskir Bridge, rather. You are going to suffer 1 level of exhaustion.
That's fun.
Oh no.
So you will now have disadvantage on ability checks until you take a long rest. You're going to continue on traveling as dawn approaches, or as dawn is now taken over?
How's everyone feeling?
Imagine we're kind of seeing Ignalia, so I can like she carrying armor through like
So the
brush.
one wearing heavy armor is the one that's getting tired.
Right? It's like it makes sense. Like we're trudging through the underbrush, and she's doing it in plate mail. Like, do you need a rest? Can you continue?
I'm not gonna say I'm in my best, but we need to make good time, so I can push it.
All right, let's push forward.
I don't
Okay.
know that that's a good idea.
Good rasp on the back.
How long do y'all plan on traveling? How many hours?
How much?
How far?
You've traveled probably 20, 25 miles at this point. Might be a third of the way there.
What time of day is it?
It's just hit morning, dawn right now.
Hmm.
You travel all
Yeah,
the way through.
we push through the day. Rest tomorrow. Tomorrow night.
I can manage that.
Tonight.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so travel for another 8 hours then.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. All right, so you're able to cover a good amount of time. We'll go back to the top of the list. Stone Soul, give me a d20.
Okay.
Ran those nat 20s.
Say it. There you go. Middle of the road.
Middle of the
High middle road.
All right, so you continue on, not seeing a whole lot as you travel through this kind of just abandoned area. Traveling for another 8 hours, all of you feeling the weight of exhaustion beginning to really take a toll on you. I need con saves from everybody.
Meh.
Oh boy. Yeah.
Oh,
The girls are going down.
So
I have the worst con saving throws with the highest modifier.
Ignalia and Maximilian, you're able to keep trudging along, feeling tired, but being, able to keep yourself going without being too winded. Unfortunately, Stone Skull, Tara, and Steve, it's really catching up to you now. Your eyes are heavy. Your legs are beginning to burn with the effort of traveling for so long. All 3 of you suffer 1 level of exhaustion.
I'm imagining at some point between where we started and here we have taken a long rest, right?
No. Well, I mean, before.
From when we left.
Yeah, we slept at the
Waterdeep.
inn. I told you to fix your health like 9 times.
Yeah, I was doing other things. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I just fixed it now.
Yeah, the last time y'all slept was just outside of Dragon Spear.
Yep. Okay. Yep. Got it.
So y'all been going for over 2 days at this point, constantly traveling.
Okay.
We're
So
tough.
point of exhaustion. Got it.
Tara is going to instruct her golem to carry her in his arms.
Okay.
Did we travel all the way to nightfall, or is this just
That's
during the
convenient.
day?
You travel for another 8 hours, so we'll say it's early evening at this point. Nighttime will be coming within the next few hours, but you still have some travel time if you so choose, with daylight above you at least. You're about another 20 miles up the road, or not the road, towards the Serpent Hills at this point. You still feel that you probably have another 20 miles or so to go.
Also, Ignalia would have rolled at disadvantage on that con save. Just saying.
Ooh, she would have.
Is a save an ability check? I'm really bad at remembering how those
Don't you get
Define
a
out.
disadvantage
just
because
kidding.
of
No,
the armor?
it's just ability checks. So you're right.
Just
Yeah, no,
ability
that
checks,
wouldn't have
yep.
counted. Yep.
So, yeah, you're right. She does not
You
take
right.
another level.
You right.
So annoying to remember.
It is.
Should just roll better. You don't have to worry about that.
just roll better.
All right.
Listen, all right.
Just roll
Yes.
better, forehead.
Y'all have got a lot, 4 hours of daylight left if y'all want to continue traveling,
I mean, yeah.
or just keep going, straight through the night again. I don't care.
No. Go until nightfall.
Yeah, I think we're gonna stop at nightfall.
All right.
That's fine. I'm going to be riding on top of my golem.
Okay.
And we're still in the wagon, right? Or they're still riding with me, right?
They can. You do have a lot of goods and such in the wagon, so only like one person could ride in it at a time.
Okay,
One person on the horse.
gotcha.
I'm good. I'm flying.
Your
In
wings
between
get
walking,
tired.
like, oh my legs get tired. Yeah, I'll fly. Just alternate. I'm good, man. I could do this for a long time.
That's what I was imagining. Why you're not getting exhausted?
Yeah, just kind of floating.
Oh, my feet are so tired. Oh, wings.
I'm flying while I'm
just-
rubbing my feet.
I'm
like,
just gonna
"Oh,
fly. It's
man."
fine.
All right. So as you continue on for another 4 hours, you close about half the distance left. So you got about 10 miles or so left to get where you're going, or where do you hope to arrive towards the base of the Serpent Hills, or get more among them as you've kind of gotten among them at this point. Hit the base of them, the rolling craggy hills all around you. Like I said, this Badlands, just mesas and rocky plateaus and stuff all around you, with some trees and tall grass as well. So you continue on for another 4 hours. Give me another con save as nightfall approaches.
These con saves get very rampant. Nope.
Excluding me, correct?
Yeah, you're fine because you're being carried by Mr. Pebbles. And one of you, if you so choose, could be excluded from it if you were riding in the wagon.
Guess that's gonna be Ignalia.
I've probably broken my leg at this point.
You got a
Get dysentery.
strained hammy. Like, ah.
My calves are on fire.
All right. You got
Literally.
blisters all over your feet.
Smoke coming up from her armor. Look, they're on fire. All right, so we'll say Ignalia rode in the wagon for this last 4 hours, so she doesn't have to make the check. Unfortunately, Max, your wings are beginning to burn. It hurts now. You are going to take a level of exhaustion now. Steve, as well, is going to take a second level of exhaustion. You notice Steve cannot travel very fast now, as his speed is now halved.
Into the wagon, Steve.
Wow, your 22 con save.
Wait.
Nothing.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like, Steve
Holy
had a
cow.
22.
Yeah.
That DC gets higher as you travel further.
So we're stopping for the night.
Yeah. Steve's
Yeah.
soul is literally tearing itself apart if he couldn't have rolled any higher. Like,
I've got crotch right like you wouldn't believe. It hurts so bad.
You don't
So
understand.
chafing.
would you call it a burning sensation?
Like, the only person that could hit that would be Terra and Stone Skull. It was a 26 DC at that point. So,
Nice.
so
I would have had a
Alrighty,
nat
so-
on it.
yeah, you would have had a nat. So, yeah, as you approach nightfall once again, feeling yourself, moving into the Serpent Hills here, you decide it's a good idea to probably stop for the night. Ignalia, give me a D20.
Oh, God.
Let's go.
Don't you get us killed.
Oh, there we
Yeah.
go. There
We're
we
dead.
go.
We're dead. Well done.
18 ambush drakes.
GG
Let's
easy.
see
On
what
methane.
Yeah,
Amphetamines.
LOL.
DED dead.
I would just like to point out that for the most part, my rolls have been pretty stellar tonight so far.
That's a fun one.
Oh, it's always fun when the GM
So
says
one level
that's fun.
exhaustion just affects the ability.
Ability
right?
checks. Yep.
Yeah, so everybody at this point, I believe, has taken at least one level, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so ability checks, and Steve, you've taken 2, so your speed will be halved. As you approach up, you start to, with the
Here
light
we
fading,
go.
you decide, everybody getting very tired at this point, it's time to go ahead and find somewhere to set up camp. So being the, knowledgeable adventurers that you are, you look for a nice flat place, maybe somewhere with some protection from the elements. As you look around, you see a few of these rocky crags hanging over, and you see a kind of a makeshift cave off in the distance, and you start heading that way. As you all start moving forward, however, everybody give me perception checks at a disadvantage. Except for... now, Terry, go ahead.
I was going to say, this is a cave? Should I just tell me?
Meh.
Not quite to the cave yet.
Holy cow.
Okay.
Oof, yeah, that's
Those
going to be a
rolls.
rough voice. As you're
Hey,
moving
look, I'm
forward...
still blind, y'all.
How does a blind girl's eyes get tired?
As you're all moving forward, Maximilian and Ignalia, everybody else kind of keeping their heads down, kind of exhausted, barely keeping their heads up as they just want to sleep. But Maximilian and Ignalia, as you look forward, you see two towering kind of boulders in front of you, right in front of this cave. And as you move closer, you see the boulders aren't moving, and actually, now that your eyes focus, the color's wrong. They look more whitish, not as gray as you would expect these boulders to be. And then you see the two heads of these giant creatures as they turn, seeing and hearing you approach. And both of them wear big grins on their face with just blood covering their mouths from this fallen antelope that they were gorging themselves on in front of you.
Can we get a peeksy poo?
Dude.
And
do they really?
They turn around and start heading towards you.
Do you think they want to share?
I think everybody needs to roll initiative.
Let's go.
They don't want it.
Run.
Oh, wow.
They don't
Have
want
it
to
rules
do
still
this.
apply that he shares my initiative, or do you want me to roll it separately since I can now?
Nah, just share yours. It's easier.
Give us some music, DM.
Mm-hmm.
Why is
Oh,
it
yeah, we need some too.
Because you didn't have it on repeat.
It's like ogres.
No, that's not an ogre, because we fought those before.
It's a little bigger than that.
I think I know what that is.
The giant
I
boulder.
think I know.
Oh, come on. Can't play longer than 3 hours. What the shit?
What?
What this bot said just told me. There we go. Alright. So I got to unhide their rolls, because that's no fun. Alrighty. They rolled kind of poopy initiative. Luckily,
Okay, here it goes.
So as you see this, these two creatures standing up, kind of holding pieces of this antelope in their mouths, obviously chowing down, it seems like they've found an opportunity for another meal. Tara, you're the first to react.
Tara.
Yeah, that happens someday.
Tara's dogs are going to go nuts. Tara's going to jump down off of her golem and hold her hands out to the side. And she is going to twin spell haste on Ignalia and Stone Skull.
Yeah.
And then she's going to smack Stone Skull on the back of the shoulder and give him an Aegis and say, go get him.
Oh, yes. We figured out that was 4 right now on the Aegis.
Yeah, 4 right now.
Mm-hmm.
I have leveled ones, but I don't think it changed. Let me double check.
2 to AC and 4 to the Aegis.
Yeah.
Steve's mic's fixed now.
Okay.
The armored blender.
Man.
His mic's still not fixed. Shit.
This
Well,
gonna get
guess
fun.
you're typing or something. I don't know what to do. Unplug your mic and plug it back in.
Have you tried turning it off and back on again?
Have you worshipped a lesser god?
Tara, you do anything else?
That's going to end my turn.
Alrighty, so as Tara walks up behind Ignalia and Stone Skull, resting her hand on their backs, both of you feel just empowered. You feel your muscles beginning to strain with the effort of holding yourself still, just wanting to move and go and move faster. Stone Skull, you're able to do so.
Yeah, I am. as I'm charging forward 25 feet to land right in between these two, I'm going to rage as I'm moving, and then I'm going to attack, 4 times now? Is that what it is?
Yeah, you just won't get an extra attack on the hasted attack.
Oh, 3 times then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to, almost in like a whirlwind blender formation here, I'm going to swipe at the one on the right, then the one on the left, and then bring it back around to the one on the right.
All right. 27 hits.
Okay. And 19.
Also hits.
And 10. And I'm going to... one sec. I'm wanting to do something. I don't know what I want to do. I want to do something here.
I want to do
so
something.
bad.
I don't know what I want to do.
I know, I'm looking at my character like, what do I want to do? I'm going to attack recklessly and re-roll that so that it's at advantage. So whichever one is greater.
Okay.
So it will have advantage on its attacks against me. So that'll be anything will have advantage on its attacks against me. So I'm gonna do that. So we'll land these attacks. So
Just
15.
know,
Yep.
Reckless has to be your first attack on your turn.
Does it?
Yep.
Okay,
You have to
then
do it before you roll.
okay, then we won't do that. So that'll
Okay.
be just the first 2 hit.
Okay, so one for each one. The first one for
Yep.
the one on the right.
And then I'm going to action surge attack each of them again. 1 on each.
Okay.
So 17.
Hits.
Another 10. Holy crap. And that's the one on the right. So another
Right.
14 on the right.
Okay.
And that'll be my turn.
Alrighty. So a stone skull, just feeling the surge of energy, just charges forward, bellowing out a scream as he does so, as he rages, swinging Gleam Edge through the air just so many times, hitting back and forth, just back and forth between the two of them, hitting solid hits. However, both of these guys just look down at him, looking more annoyed as kind of cuts go across their skin, beginning to bleed a little bit, but really not bothering them a whole lot.
Yeah.
How'd you divvy that up, Stone Skull?
So the first and third and fifth attack. So the odd were on the right, and then the even were on the left.
Gotcha.
Still can't hear you, Steve.
Yeah, he's having to type, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Alright, trying to stab the guy on the left with the rapier. 25 will hit.
Yeah.
Uh,
Sneak attack. Yep. Because I'm right
pretty
beside
sure you
it.
get sneak attacks. It's
Yeah,
gotta
I'm
be
right
within
beside
5
him.
of it. Yeah.
Flanking.
Mm-hmm.
So 27 damage, right? Beefy. Anything else? Turn Discord on your phone, you scrub.
Disengage and then backs away.
Where did he start out? From here? Right?
Yeah, don't forget your
Mhm.
speed is halved.
Yeah.
Your speed's halved.
Yeah, you can't move after that. I think you only have 30 speed, right?
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, no, you
Yeah,
got
good.
40, so you can move 10.
Or
Or-
5.
No, 5. Yeah, you
Well,
can
Five.
move
I
5
forgot
feet.
five.
So yeah, move up one more square. Closer.
He bounced out of the. I'm out.
Because I'm done.
Done listening to you guys.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's still in range.
Unfortunate that he's still in range.
Oh yeah.
10-foot reach on those bad boys right there.
Fortunately,
Uh-huh.
exactly
Right.
what these are.
I know
All right.
exactly what they are.
Drag, rock this back in. Hello?
Hello?
Nope.
Leaves
You
channel.
scared him away again.
You're gonna get in
Hello?
here and you're gonna like it.
Try it now.
Hello?
Nope. Still can't hear you.
Hey,
Hello?
man.
Yep. Hey!
Hey.
Hello?
How are you?
Holla.
Good to
I'm
hear your
good.
voice.
Hi, how you doing there?
All right. Problems. All right. So as Steve rushes forward, bringing his rapier to bear, the exhaustion's still really taking a toll to him. He's not able to move as fast, but he's able to get up to this giant, bringing the rapier forward and stabbing it into its belly. The rapier sinks in pretty far, doing some good damage to it. As he rips it out, he steps back and just feels really winded. Can only get about 5 feet away. Still looking like he's very much in range of the great club this thing is holding, though. Ignalia.
I'm gonna see Steve falter a little bit and move up to be between him and that. These are giants, right?
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah. So I'm gonna get between them. With my hasted,
Oh
I
yeah,
am
we
going
definitely
to-
smash.
use my flame blade once.
Okay.
Kiss Hills.
21 hit.
21 will definitely hit.
Okay. Let's roll damage on that for 12. I will use
I don't
my
think it
second
jumps
action
10
to
feet.
do it again.
Okay.
Okay.
Ooh,
And
nice.
You know what's coming.
Yeah.
Smite him.
Boy! Smite the fuck out
Smite
of him.
ye, oh mighty smiter.
Okay, hold on. Let me roll the damage up real quick. So that's... Alright. This is the slashing. This is the fire.
Okay.
And this is the smite radiant damage.
Love it.
The slashing is plus 12?
8 plus
8 plus
his
8 plus 4
bonus.
for the strength.
He rolled a flat, or he rolled a natural 8 on his attack, but he also gets plus 8 for the crit, and then the bonus. So
My strength
okay.
modifier. Yeah.
How is that plus 40? Where does that come from?
5d8 plus 40.
Yeah, I know, but the plus 40.
Where are you getting the 40 from?
yeah,
Crit on a rolled smite.
Yeah, but you still have to roll it twice.
yeah,
Our nat 20 rule only counts for your weapon attack.
yeah. You
Oh,
just
okay.
get
It doesn't. It doesn't auto max the rest of the stuff, unfortunately. Otherwise, it would
Okay.
be a little broken.
Okay.
Like dropping 62.
Agreed. Okay. Well, then I should reroll my fire as well.
Yeah, go ahead and just reroll. Like I said,
Mhm.
your initial weapon attack and anything that's included with that. So like your fire stuff, I'll let that fly.
Cool.
But that's the only thing that'll be max.
Very good. Did not know that. There we
Yeah.
go. 58.
Okay, still pretty damn good.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
They get
4 whole
close.
damage.
That is
All right,
super good.
so that is what 20 plus 8 plus 58, right? Am I calculating that right?
So 66 plus
Mhm.
20.
So 86 total damage.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay, you doing anything else? This guy's still standing.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm gonna quicken spell, do another.
Okay.
22.
Yeah.
Hits.
13.
13. All right. Almost enough. Not quite, though. Alrighty. So as Ignalia charges forward, seeing just Steve just being completely winded and such, rushes up to help him. As she brings her sword around the first time, it's able to connect solidly, slashing through and then cauterizing the wound immediately as she slashes across this thing's chest and belly. As she brings the second attack around, though, instead of slashing, she decides to bring the point forward and shoves it straight into this dude's chest, piercing almost, into his body. It's too big for it to go all the way through, but it does massive amount of damage as flames and this radiant damage erupt from the wound. You see it just shaking with pain from this impact. And then she brings around one quick time with kind of a flourish to cut him across the chest once again. He's holding his chest where this just massive entry wound is now there. He looks like he's barely standing up, but still somehow alive.
Stone Skull, should I spare your cousin?
Mm-hmm. No, don't spare them.
Don't ever spare them.
Don't ever
All
spare
right.
them.
Maximilian.
I am going to launch, off the ground, just with my wings to launch forward, and attack this one. There we are.
19 hits.
Mm.
All right, and
Second one's gonna miss.
that does not.
Yeah.
Yeah, 9 will miss.
So I am also
Go ahead and roll me damage on the
This-
first attack.
okay.
Yeah, you're gonna finish him off.
Nice.
So as he's falling, the second attack unfortunately misses just because he's falling to the ground.
Rage.
Excellent. And then I'll
All the rage.
sling the
boys.
antagonist towards Ignalia, with give her a point of bardic inspiration and point the other one. Just said that one next.
Alrighty. So as Maximilian vaults off the ground, his wings taking him up just a few feet in the air, but just giving him speed to fly forward. And as he does so, as he's kind of passing by Ignalia, he quickly brings the antagonist around, slashing through the throat of this creature. He turns around immediately with just a flourish to try to hit him again with the backswing. But by the time he turns around, he sees that this hill giant is just falling to the ground, unmoving. And quickly inspires Ignalia. Everybody give me perception checks.
Of course, I notice it.
No.
No?
9.
It's
I
a
see.
Yeah, it's a giant. Yeah.
No.
Let's see. Max, Stone Skull, and Ignalia. You all hear heavy footsteps coming from the right as you see climbing over this crag that you were kind of standing on top of, this plateau. You see another hill giant crawling up towards you.
You won't hard mode this. You won't hard mode this.
As it climbs up and stands up, you see it reach down and grab a giant boulder next to it. Reaches up and throws it at one of y'all. You're all here, so let's just start.
We get to guess who.
It's going to go towards Ignalia. It's an 18 hits.
Nope.
All right, so as
I
this rock,
cleave the boulder in midair.
as this rock flies through the air, almost as big as your body, you're able to bring up your shield and kind of brace against the impact. It slides you back a couple feet, but you're able to cause yourself not to get hit by it. That being said, this one's dead, but the other one is not a fan of Stone Skull. It's going to swing twice at him with his great club with advantage.
It will.
Nat
No,
20.
not at advantage. I didn't get to use my
Oh yeah, reckless attack.
reckless,
right.
so
Okay, just a 23 then.
yeah, 23 still hits.
All right, so that'll deal 16 bludgeoning damage.
In
minus
half.
With that,
So 8
And-
minus 4, which is 4 points of damage.
Okay. And
Because
and
Tara's-
with that,
yeah.
you're going to hear a pop coming from Tara, and she's going to swing at it.
okay. Why do you have no health now, Stone Skull?
15.
I don't know.
Stone Skull, where'd your health go?
I don't know. I fixed it.
15 hits.
For 6 and 8.
Okay. So 14. Got it. Alrighty. And it's still swinging a second time towards Stone Skull. That is a 15 hit.
Does not.
Alright, so as it brings it around the second time, you're able to bring Gleam Edge up to swat the Great Club away. But you definitely felt some power behind that blow. Tara, you're up.
Power.
All right, Tara is actually going.
Don't worry, I will taunt the hell out of
19.
him.
Yeah.
12 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And then I am going to quicken spell Dimension Door.
Ooh.
And I'm just going to pop back over by my gold.
Neat.
With the mission. Okay.
And that will end my turn.
Neat.
That was the most casual use of Dimension Door.
Right?
There's another one. Nope.
Never mind.
No,
Are you
I'm-
quickening that spell so you can cast it?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. All right. So that'll cost a couple sorcery points.
Yep.
Alrighty. So yeah, as you bring your maul around, you crash into the side of this giant, dealing a good chunk of damage to it, but it is definitely still ready to fight. Your golem wasn't doing anything, just chilling.
Nope, I have to move him with a bonus action, so
Okay.
I just used mine.
All right, Stone Skull.
Yeah, I'm going to make my way across the side of this guy and swipe at him a couple of times with Gleam Edge as I'm doing so.
Okay.
Make that 3 times. Because quicken spell. Oh. No. 15 on the first one, though. Our second one. First one's gonna miss, I imagine.
Okay. I'll just
And
make sure you
then-
weren't recklessing.
No.
Okay.
And then 22 on the crit fail.
All right. 17 on the damage, right, for Rage 2?
Yes.
Alrighty. Now we get to do the fun part for me. Well, that's unfortunate. So as Stone Skull moves around, he brings Gleam Edge once. This giant brings the quarter, or it's a great club around to block Gleam Edge the first attack. But with a quick movement, he brings it around the second time, slashing it across the belly, kind of leaving a long gouge across his belly as it does so. As he tries to come around for another swing, as he's kind of sidestepping around this thing, unfortunately, Stone Skull trips over a rock and falls down to the ground. You fall prone, and your movement is reduced to 0.
Cool. Yeah, that ends my turn.
All right, Stone Skull's on the ground, unfortunately. Steve.
That guy is also marked, by the way.
Okay.
Just in case he decides to try to attack something else.
You look pretty juicy on the ground right now.
I'm sure I do.
I'll move up next to him and attempt to stab him with my rapier.
Okay.
Stone Skull being on the ground, he doesn't give me the advantage, right?
Correct. That should be correct. Because I am of no aid to you.
Yeah, he's not technically threatening him.
Correct.
Sure. That'll work.
So before I stab, I will need a deception check from him then.
An 8. He's super deceitful. Deceitful. There we go.
Deceptive.
Yeah, those words.
Yeah. Words.
Gotta beat an 8.
Word.
Quit!
Of
Quit.
course.
Of
course.
Quit!
All right. So you need the inspiration as well. Yeah. All right. Hey, fam.
Got it.
You're tired.
25 hits. No sneak attack, unfortunately.
Prick.
Ooh.
Take that. Anything else?
You
No.
really are tired.
The only way he could fail that was a crit. All right, so Steve rushes forward, sees Stone Skull falling to the ground, looks up trying to learn this thing's patterns and such, and he, big dumb ogre or hill giant, easy to read and everything, and confidently lunges forward with his rapier, thinking he got it, has it perfect, but then it turns around and glares down at him, obviously seeing him up next to him, and he almost misses the attack, but is able to drive it in for 9 piercing damage, but it's still standing. Ignalia.
Oh, sorry. I just got the what do you call it? I got the rough sketch for my commission back, so I was looking at that. I am going to charge to the other side of this giant and do my absolute best to draw his attention off of Stone Skull.
Okay.
So
No,
I
mean,
will.
It can
Flame
attack.
blade.
It's fine. It's fine. I'm not worried.
15. Second action. Flame blade again.
Yes.
Wow.
Do it.
Alright,
I
do
wrote
one.
my macros, so this is great. So 41. Thank God that first one was poopy anyway.
Jesus.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna just go ahead and quicken spell and do it again.
Okay.
And I'm gonna use inspiration. What is it?
Come on.
D8.
D8, yeah.
Yeah, hits.
Money.
Hits.
Mm-hmm.
Another 10.
Another 10. All right. Just not quite able to finish these things off, unfortunately. All right. So as Ignalia rushes forward, fully just trying to get this thing off of her friends, rushes around, bringing her sword around the first time. As she does so, it slashes across its back. It seems to just kind of ignore her, not even turning around to look at her. So she gets a little bit annoyed, I think, her eyes kind of flaring with the fire, and she stabs once again into this thing's back, leaving another huge hole as her fire and radiant damage just explodes inside the wound. This thing just howls in pain, whipping around to look at her as she swings a third time, kind of cutting across its face, leaving a long kind of jagged gash from its right temple down to its left cheek. It's still standing, though it's just howling in pain. Maximilian.
I'm going to follow up and follow Ignalia's lead.
Steal another kill. Yeah, he's sweeping up the trash right now.
Let's do it.
Max the
Did that not roll
Yanny
for you
The
guys?
janitor.
Why did that not roll?
Mhm.
There we go.
Yeah, that hits.
And then a
Go ahead and
second
roll
attack.
damage. Roll damage.
Oh, really? Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh, man. Just floating. Oh, float like a butterfly. Sting like a bee. Take another kill cut. Another notch on my belt, Ignalia. Thanks so much.
All right. What else?
With that, I'm going to give Ignalia another point of inspiration. And point, that one's next.
I'm just like, this fucking methamphetamines.
Let's go.
They're so good. All right.
Give me the drugs.
So Max slaying another hill giant, just cleaning up from the after effects. Both of these just not even looking towards him as he finished them off with the antagonists from all the damage they took from Ignalia. This last one, however, is going to step forward, seeing the fallen Stone Skull and just got this deep booming voice, "I will eat you," and brings his great club with advantage down twice on him. At 20.
Yeah, I think it's gonna miss. No, it
That's going
hits.
to be 24 damage plus 22, so that'll be 46 points of damage.
Okay, hold on.
Doing
So,
your
what is it?
Are you raging right now?
46.
I am raging, so I'm taking half damage.
I'll go to second.
So, hold on. So, half damage of that is 23, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Minus 10 of that is 13. Minus 4 of that is 9. I take 9 points of damage.
All right.
And pop.
Yep, new round, so... unfortunately, a 10 is going to miss.
Raging.
All right. And it swings the second time at Stone Skull.
So nasty.
Another nat 20.
Oh, come on.
Wow.
Okay. That's fine. I can't Stone's Endurance this one, but that's fine. Go ahead. What's the number?
24 plus 17. 41.
41, so 20 minus 4.
Terrible.
So 16.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so it's just beating the shit out of you while you're laying on the ground.
Uh-huh.
But he doesn't even care. It's like stone, or his skin just starts to turn to stone as the first one hits. He looks up with
This
just
is
a
fine.
deep, menacing scowl. Stone Skull just staring as he's hit again, bracing against the impact, not even taking full damage. You know, it kind of hurt a little bit, but he doesn't care. This hill giant just wanting to, avenge his comrades and wants to eat you. Tara.
Time for some Hercules shit.
Everyone's too close, so I'm just gonna keep swinging away. 15.
This is fine.
Fuck, this is fine.
And I will be using my bonus action to move Golem forward.
Shit.
Okay, Golem getting in the mix.
Oh,
Damn, 10.
but he gets one more
Hey, 19
19
hits.
hits.
Hey.
for 8
And
bludgeoning.
All right, brings it down, hitting it pretty beefily with the second fist as it brings it around, catching its arm, kind of knocking it aside, dealing a little 8 damage to it.
That will end the turn.
Alrighty, Stone Skull.
Oh, that was a mistake. Slowly coming to his feet, like with purpose, and just like almost like an uppercut kind of motion with the great sword on the first swipe. The second swipe goes straight across and then back again for the third. Let's see how this plays out. Reckless, by the way.
Okay.
There you go.
Like, I don't think you can get up slowly. I think you just like back spring up. See? Like,
All right. 26 hits. 17 also hits.
Oh.
Oh, man.
11 unfortunately will not hit.
That's fine. So 16 and 15. So 31 points of damage. And then for my bonus, I'm going to second wind.
Get rid of one of those attacks.
Because why not? And he is also marked.
Okay.
And I'm just going to kind of chuckle at him.
Okay. All right, so Stone Skull gets back on his feet, just this wild grin on his face, and just chops at this guy, trying to cut him down with Gleam Edge, hitting twice out of his 3 attacks, doing a good chunk of damage, but he is definitely still standing.
Mm-hmm.
Steve.
I'm gonna step aside of Stone Skull
Mm-hmm.
and stab him, stab.
Stabby stab.
13 will hit.
Mm-hmm.
For 26 points of damage.
God,
with
that
sneak attack.
beefy ass sneak attack. God.
Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Alrighty. So yeah, Steve runs forward, kind of moving underneath Stone Skull as he's wildly flailing through the air, chopping at this guy, and quickly brings up a quick stab up into his ribs of this hill giant, dealing a good chunk of damage to him, but he's still standing, still going strong. I'm afraid to say it, but it's Ignalia's turn.
All right.
Nat 1. I'm gonna swing through and finish this thing off.
Yeah,
Just
right.
delay your turn.
All right. Again to the other side to draw all attention.
I'm gonna move up and hold my action until Max goes, so I can
I
get this
start my
fucking kill.
flaming chainsaw.
Hey, I'm gonna get my crit smite. Don't forget that one of those.
15 hits.
All right. That's for 11. Do it again. No,
Oh,
that's the crit fail.
no.
Right.
That's the opposite crit. That's not the one you want.
Did I also fall prone?
Yes. Probably. You think so?
No, you did not.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh, wait, just kidding.
Oh,
Okay.
oh something
all right.
much, much worse.
Oh shit. Okay. Okay.
Just the sound of that. Just, I'm sorry. It was fun playing with you,
What?
Scott.
Okay. All right. So as Ignalia runs forward, she brings her blade around, slicing into the side of this creature. This one, unlike the other one, though, does immediately turn around facing her. And as she lunges forward again, she finds herself falling forward as she finds another unsure terrain, tripping over a rock, lunging forward at this thing. It reaches down trying to grab her, except it's, as it turned around, its legs didn't move with its body. It was too stupid to do that. So it turns towards her and also trips towards her, falling on top of Ignalia as both of you fall prone. You take 3 points of bludgeoning damage as this giant lands on top of you.
Excellent.
Yes.
I was gonna say, I'm not even gonna argue for a dex save because, well, my dex score is the worst thing on the planet.
So,
What?
Is that considered an attack? Can I get an attack of opportunity
not
on
so
that?
much. No, his stupidity wasn't an attack. But Ignalia is vanished from your sight. She is underneath.
And you are now suffocating.
Yeah, your movement is you're prone and your movement is 0.
Oh
I was
god.
gonna say, I don't think it's anything I want to do. So yeah, very good.
You're essentially restrained at this point. But it is prone on the ground in front of all of you. So Max, you're up.
All right, I want to try this again. The flying shield thing.
Okay.
Right.
Dealt so well for you last time.
I know, but I really like rule of cool, dude. I gotta try it. I gotta try it until I nail it. So
I don't even remember what I did for this last time.
just the strength to get it back.
Rolls over you, hit Ignalia.
Oh, it really smells.
Well, the idea would be to hit it with the shield and like push it off of.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
All right. Yeah, give me a strength check.
Strength. All right.
14. All right.
Probably
Uh,
not.
You hit it.
Hey.
Hell yeah. So what? Just. Oh, because I'm gonna use a smite too. So what would you say for like any sort of base damage or just
smite,
contact?
With the shove.
I mean, you'll ram into him, so you'll do like 24 damage, I guess.
A smite with a shove.
Yeah.
Okay. 20 points of damage.
Yeah.
All right, that was pretty beefy. For your score's been good.
Did it free her?
No. No.
Aw.
If you hit like a 19 or something, I would have let you move it, but you did not. So,
Okay.
anything else?
No.
All right, so you're flying up and then coming down on this thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so as Max brings his shield up, kind of moving it across his body, he flies up into the air and then immediately tucks his wings into his side, to his sides, and then just plummets a dead rock, a dead stick down to the ground. This time, however, he's able to hit his target, having a much larger target to go after this time. Brings it down and slams his shield into the side of the giant, attempting to try to push it off Ignalia, but instead just runs straight into its back, pushing it further into the ground as he does so, dealing a good chunk of damage as his shield makes contact and radiant energy bursts to life between the shield and the giant, dealing a good chunk of damage, but you just hear a very displeased groan from underneath it as Ignalia is still trapped in it.
Oh!
Stop!
Sorry I didn't help.
Well, with this thing is going to get up and turn around and figure out who to hit. 60 all now. 1, 2, and it's Stone Skull. All right, turns around towards Stone Skull, wanting to keep the fight going, and is going to swing twice at Stone Skull.
At advantage.
At advantage. Oh, this worked out well last time.
Mm.
Oh, double.
Yeah.
Holy hell.
Drop that weapon. Drop that weapon. Ooh, it's high enough. It's high enough. What is it?
Oh, so okay, all right, this will be fun.
It goes flying.
Falls
So
back
as
out.
it turns around, it's just scanning between all of you, its eyes darting back and forth, and it sees Stone Skull still kind of scowling and grinning at him, and he quickly raises up,
Nat
raises
one,
up his great club
boys.
through the air to bring it down, and Stone Skull just lets out this bestial roar, "Draw!" right in his face. The hill giant, just kind of shudders backwards for a second. He ends his current turn, and he's surprised until the end of his next turn.
Yeah. Yes.
Literally got surprised by that. Tara.
Oh,
Flinched at him.
we're gonna keep beating on him.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that hits. He's
You know
still
what?
standing. Starting to get low though.
We're gonna click and spell an earth bolt to him too.
Okay.
Ooh.
Disadvantage, that still hits. 11. Still standing.
That will end my turn.
He is.
Okay. Use your bonus action. Okay, yeah. All right. So as Tara reaches up and grabs her maul with her other hand, she's quickly scooping out some dirt from the ground. You see the stone that she's grabbing actually just turns into almost liquid as she does so, quickly folding into a spear, and then she launches it, kind of almost just stabs it into the side of this thing, dealing good chunks of damage, but it is still standing. Stone Skull, you've surprised this thing with your big old yell.
All right. So, what does that entail? Anything? I get advantage?
I think you get advantage. Let me double check real quick.
On all or one? Because that's worth knowing as well. For obvious reasons.
If you're surprised, you can't move or take an action on your first turn of combat. You can't take a react. Okay, so you don't get advantage then. They just can't do anything.
They just can't react to it.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. I will once again reckless attack 3 swipes at this bad boy.
Not gonna take much. He's almost dead. Y'all.
First one. And second one. And third one. I will not be denied this time.
Yeah, it's super dead.
It's like super dead.
Yeah,
it's like
15
super
HP,
dead.
So go ahead and narrate how you finished off this surprised last kill giant.
As I watch his eyes kind of scan back around and look for who he's going to attack, and as he turns to attack me and swipes and kind of taken off guard a bit, Stone Skull kind of grins a little bit wider and just starts hacking away again with this like overhead kind of swipe downward, just hacking into him over and over again until the hill giant falls to the ground and like ends with like his sword like cleaved into his face.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Stone Skull just cleaving away at this thing. And you see after his first attack, its eyes just kind of rolled back in its head as it was obviously just in its death throes. But Stone Skull did not care, and his rage just kept on hacking away. It's a bloody mess, and it's super dead.
Oh yeah.
And I'm sorry for what's about to happen.
Yeah.
And as a few minutes, or a few more seconds pass, unfortunately, as combat winds down, you do see the cave seems to be unoccupied at the time that you're looking over and originally heading towards. So you're able to make your way over that, but as Stone Skull and Ignalia almost get to the cave, they both just stumble forward, almost falling flat on their faces as the haste spell wears off. And the
Second
exhaustion
point
sets
of
in.
exhaustion.
So you do both have 2 points of exhaustion. Steve has 2 points of exhaustion. The other two of you have 1 point of exhaustion.
Yeah. Need to rest now.
You're lucky I'm so tired. Max, it smelled so bad under there.
Oh, I'm sorry, friend.
I made a flame and I can't burn the stench away.
Well, at least you can still breathe.
Deep is this cave?
Do you know when
Should
he
we
made
just
it last?
have an overhang?
It's not super deep.
Because-
It's about
Because
15
I
feet
do.
or so.
I know.
How
what
big
you
is
mean
it?
by that.
It's about 10 by 15. So 10 feet wide, about 10 feet tall, and 15 feet deep.
That would take me some time to close the door.
Yeah. You feel it'll
We'll
be
just-
adequate shelter for right now, if nothing else.
Yeah, we'll just leave the golem in the doorway.
Okay. Alrighty, and as you all sit down to rest, I imagine you're going to attempt to do a long rest here.
Yeah.
It's a little.
It's a bit
late in
much.
the day. As y'all attempt to do that, we're going to go ahead and take a quick 5-minute break.
Yay.
And I gotta pee real bad, so I'll be right back.
Yeah. All right.
One of you bastards is helping me out.
You
of
heard
this
him,
armor.
chat. We're going to take a 5-minute break. When we get back, we will complete the rest of the session.
You and me both.
And then I think we got, like an hour
We'll be
left?
heavy armor
That's it.
buddies.
Yeah, we got about an hour left, so we'll
Oh, I got
continue the
the
session when we
bumper.
get back.
Wear heavy armor.
Stick around. Don't go anywhere. I will see you in 5 minutes.
thought
Well, I
you
mean,
were,
I still.
Thought you were a medium armor guy.
Yeah, but you still can't rest in that. Can
No,
you?
no. but I don't know. As far as I remember, medium armor's not nearly as hard to take off.
No, it's minutes.
Yeah,
It's like 1 minute to don.
you're taking off buckles.
I'm
But
talking
you
about
can
10.
speed it up. Yeah, right. Like if you help me, it's only 30 seconds. So
Whatever. If that 30 seconds gets 5 minutes off my...
right, yeah, hook me up with 30 seconds. Here you go. Make sure one of us is armored up.
Right. So I'm glad that Zor never wastes his Aegis on me. Bitch, I am the Aegis.
Right. What I imagine is me like trying to buckle you up. Somebody throw like some AoE shadows. You like block it and go up into like the what's that Phoenix shit called? The mantle. Yeah, just like you did not. Like come here.
Nah, man, I can't wait for the day that someone actually manages to down me with that on. Because
What happens?
it explodes and I come back up.
Yes. Oh,
Like no.
goodness.
If that's active since we got our last level, I do not stay down. I come back.
Yeah, you just need to get in there.
Hey man, I'm trying. Okay.
Right, man. That's
I mean, in his
silly
defense, we're
damage.
down when we have a murder tornado.
Yeah, right. What?
Yo,
And just
that-
dumbass damage.
and that murder tornado is taking so much aggro from everything. It's kind of nice, actually.
That's why I put my Aegis on you, because I want to hit things.
It works really well that I can run up and just be like, yeah, go ahead, hit me. It's fine. Oh, 2 crits in a row? Oh, it's fine. Don't worry.
From a hill
fine.
giant.
From a hill giant, right?
You're like, I'm good. I'm alright.
Will say I think I've built the world's most durable sorcerer.
Right.
What class are you, paladin? Nah, sorcerer, bro.
I like how you're like having don't turn on hard mode. Just
Oh, no,
keep
I'm
going.
all for it. All
I'm
for
begging
it.
for it. Are you kidding?
Go. I
That
didn't take the spell magic for nothing.
so the reason that was what I had mentioned was because during the Amongst the Giants campaign, which is the Storm King's Thunder, when they got to the town they were in, they were like just murder hoboing everything, like killing it like in the first round or two. And I was like, all right, you activated hard mode, and I dropped 3 hill giants on top of them after they like wasted all of their spells. I'm like, have fun, figure it out.
I played the
It's
role
fine.
of Ignalia during that because I fireballed like 20 people.
Like, they got to the first group, fireball over top of the group, killed all of them. Everything was fine. They were cool. There was like 1 or 2 stragglers. They move into the next one, drop fireball on them, 1 or 2 stragglers, everything's fine. And I'm like, yeah, okay. There are 6 of you. Fuck that shit. I'm dropping 3 hill giants on top of you now.
Fireball this.
Right.
It was fine. We were
Is this when I was
fine.
gone, or are you talking about when we first started?
Everything was fine.
We were in freaking Golden Fields.
At the Abbey,
yeah.
yeah. When you guys got to the Abbey, that second round of combat, and I was like, yeah, no, that's not happening.
Not the session you missed, the one before that.
Yeah.
So we were all like, oh god, oh god, oh god, there's
The
3
one where
gods, oh god.
Nav once again gets knocked.
Mm-hmm.
It's gotta happen every time now. I mean,
And it was
No,
random.
You broke the curse.
But
I
it
did
was
break the curse.
it was random though. Like, I was dice rolling to see who was gonna get hit by things.
Were you like Kenny
Yeah.
in South Park?
No, I have Ranger HD, and I've rolled super low on every
Mhm.
health roll. So to fix him, I'm going to be taking toughness at level 8.
Super good.
Start
Just
eating
gonna
your Wheaties.
Yeah.
What, a Rangers you get? A D10?
8.
Yeah, it's an 8.
Yeah, that's about right.
Ugh.
Yeah, and I
Yes,
think I've had
you're good murder
one roll at a 5,
hobos.
and then everything else was below.
You gotta spend your spell slots on self-heal. Gross.
You gotta just.
Yeah,
start
they're
taking
ranger
damage.
spells. What else am I gonna spend them on?
All right, I think we're back.
Good berry.
Yeah,
Nothing but
Ignalia
good berry.
Yeah.
totally activated hard mode on that, by the way.
Yeah.
2 gigantic crit smites. Yeah.
Uh huh.
I was like,
Two
all right.
Conjurings by.
And
So-
they were both on the haste.
So are
attack.
we long resting here then?
Yes.
Okay.
Are you attempting to long rest?
We're
Yes.
attempting to long rest.
Okay. Alrighty. So as you had traveled now, despite your exhaustion,
Before I
and
reset
unfortunately running
everything.
into some less than savory individuals, you made your
Meh.
way here, settling down inside this cave. I imagine you are setting up watches to go throughout the night, as night is now falling slowly but surely over the land around you. You know that you'll have another few hours of travel to get deep into the Serpent Hills the next day, but right now you're somewhat safely within this cave here. Who rolled for that encounter?
That was
It
me, I think.
Is
Oh,
Ignalia.
yeah. Dope. Alrighty. So I'll leave it up
Go
to.
again.
I'll let the group roll. Decide who's going to roll. So one of you roll me a d20.
Oh, you guys want me because you want more combat, right?
I did it.
Oh God.
There we
I
go.
agree with
Oh
this.
God.
I like it.
Havoc targets.
They happen regularly now, not on my made-up table.
The natural one in Havoc's book is actually the natural 20 in Havoc's book is actually.
It's actually
It's
bad.
If
flip.
you could start rolling a 4, that'd be great.
So yeah, as you all set up camp for the night, deciding, I'd imagine, to eat cold rations and stuff, not start a fire so your position isn't given away in this obviously hostile territory, basing it on the hill giants that just tried to eat you. You all set up for the night and begin resting. Going through the night, you're all able to switch off watches and hear and actually see nothing as the night progresses on. You decide that probably this area might have been dominated by this small little tribe of hill giants, and nothing seems to want to venture into the area. You just kind of hope that there isn't any more of them that may be coming looking for their comrades, as you kind of just left their bodies out in the front. But you're able to sleep through the night, all of you taking your respective watches as needed to get your allotted time of sleep. And morning comes all too soon, unfortunately. But you're all able to get a decent rest in. Everybody will go down 1 level of exhaustion. So those of you at 2 will go down to 1. Those of you all at 1 will no longer be exhausted.
I'm at 1.
Those of you at 1 will still have disadvantage on ability checks.
Ability checks.
Wait, so why did people that got haste get another one again?
Because haste ended.
Does haste give
It gives a
exhaustion?
level of exhaustion when it ends.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Why do I not remember this?
I thought haste only gave you exhaustion if you ended the spell early.
Let me see.
Because that was what happened to me. Was it ended the spell early, and that's what gave me exhaustion last time.
I'm looking at the description. I don't see anything about exhaustion here. Like you can't for a
It just
turn
says-
use like move or take action, but that's
It
it.
just
There's no-
says when the spell ends, the target can't move or take actions until after its next turn as a wave of lethargy sleeps over.
That's not
Huh,
that's
where
not
did
a
that come
point of
from, then?
exhaustion.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah,
100%.
no.
That's
Where
not how
that
we
come
did it
from?
last session either. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
you just
okay.
can't do anything the
Things.
next round. Like
Right.
You can't move or anything.
Yep.
Where the hell did that come from?
well, I mean, wave of lethargy kind of sounds like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
kinda,
does, but
but
I want to say I read something that does that, but maybe I didn't.
I want my unhindered ability checks, damn it.
Right. All right. So I
We
think-
should all be good except maybe Steve.
I think Steve
I'm
was
the
at
only
2
one that has one.
naturally. All right. So everybody else is no longer exhausted, but Steve was just very winded from all that travel. He didn't spend any time on the cart or anything, so unfortunately, he just still a little bit tired. Not as tired as he was yesterday. He's able to keep moving along with the group and everything, and you'll be able to travel the last 5 or 6 hours that you need to get into the area that you're seeking to move forward. So with that, bloop. Go back to this. Okay. 1 second as I move stuff around. So you continue on. Traveling further into the Serpent Hill. Still seeing, now that you're traveling by daylight, you've noticed that this trail that you assume was left by Varum and his troop heading up this way, very easy to follow, so you don't really feel a fear of getting lost as you approach, following along this trail here. As you're moving forward, come on, Roll20. You can do it.
You got this.
I know it's a big map, but it'll be okay.
Hey, girl.
Alright. It is not nighttime, so...
Oh no, it's just the Ent Hills now. We gotta fight the tree people.
Okay. So as you make your way further into the Serpent Hills, you follow this trail, and you see the trail kind of winding off to the east. You continue following it. As you do so, you see what appears to be ancient structures in front of you. And as you're looking at them closer, they seem to just be completely destroyed. And as you move closer, you see the trail is heading straight towards them.
That doesn't sound good.
What kind of ancient structures are these?
I will show you. As I get you all situated.
We still got fight music playing too.
Nothing to fear. It's fine.
Might as well just keep
It's
it
fine.
rolling. You know?
It's fine.
That's that.
It's fine.
It's fine.
Listen, my character is literally the embodiment of this is fine and having fire.
Everything is fine.
So as you continue on, you start moving towards these structures, still following the trail, keeping your eyes out and such, and you find yourself in front of what appears to be a large plaza.
Oh, damn it.
I'm just really behind on stream, or did y'all not move?
This screen didn't load properly for stream mode for me.
They're all over here.
Waiting.
In case you...
Error.
Okay, just making sure everything loads correct. So it's
Yep,
a
it's
little
good.
large map. All right, so as you move forward into this area, you see this place stands in what was once a large paved plaza. The remains of a fountain are now little more than a stone circle set around a crumbling hole in the ground, leading to... or rather, here, let me move you to actually where you're supposed to be so you can see this stuff. Bloop. There you go. All right, now you see what I'm talking about. So as you move forward, you see what appears to be the remains of this fountain. It's a little more than a stone circle set around a crumbling hole in the ground, leading to a well deep below. As you look to the north, you see two stone statues stand in the courtyard, rising 20 feet high. Behind them, a 40-foot-high edifice is carved into the cliffside, dominated by relief columns carved with strange, otherworldly scenes. What do you want to do?
I mean, it's this active village. We don't see anybody.
Don't see shit. You see what I just...
No, Zorn, you don't see shit. What do you feel?
Do I hear anything? Like any kind of movement? Anybody walking around inside of the buildings like around us here?
And what's the structure right next to me, I guess?
So as you're looking around, like I said, this seems to be the kind of destroyed remnants of maybe a small keep or a small town or something. You saw a few more further destroyed buildings on your way here, about 150, 200 feet back away from you. You see what appears to be a small building, several sides of it collapsed in, you assume by either destruction long ago or just the natural wares of time. To your south, you see a small circular building. Looks much the same. In front of you, towards the east, beyond the well, you see another building with several of its walls and such destroyed. Once again, to your northeast, you see these two large statues standing, flanking a pathway that leads to this edifice with a ladder against it, leading up into the rock wall behind them.
I'm going to approach the entranceway I'm next to and just listen.
And I'll say you know there's nothing in there, and I can open the door because as you walked up, you saw that there were two holes in this building that you
Okay.
could see clearly inside of it. Just
Because
kind of open the rickety door.
Hey, I guess I'm just looking for like signs of maybe what happened. Is there like
Everything around here looks ancient. Like this all happened long, long ago. It isn't recent events.
oh, is this not an actively burning fire?
That is an actively burning fire. Aside from that,
Okay. Okay.
there is a fire going right now. That is recent. All this destruction and such. These buildings are all ancient. Hundreds and hundreds of years old.
Do I see any kind of recent foot traffic? That was maybe gathering around this fire and heading outward somewhere. I mean, since the fire is still somewhat lit.
Give me an investigation check with advantage.
Investigation or survival?
Investigation.
Okay.
You're looking around for this stuff.
Okay. Because, yeah.
Can I kind of help him and assist in the filling any prints?
I mean, you could do another one if you wanted to. He's already got advantage, so.
Yeah.
So Stone Skull, as you move towards this fire, so you're kind of moving up here-ish, right? So you're looking over around this fire. You see these logs have been kind of drug around from other areas to surround it. You seem like this. It seems like it was a place that people sat down to rest and such, maybe eat their meals and all that. You see two distinct impressions. As you look at the first one, you see leading off to the north, towards those two statues. You see several sets, various sets of footprints. You can't even tell. There's so many of them, you can't even tell how many people were here. They're all leading up towards those statues, presumably towards that ladder to the north. As you look down below the fire, though, starting about here and ending right against the well, you see different impressions in the ground. They almost look like drag marks. And you see, as you look a little bit closer, you see what appears to be red coloration mixed in with it. Kind of assume it's blood, leading from the fire back towards the well.
And the well is this here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Seeing both of these things, I look over at Max and kind of point towards the well and kind of indicate the drag marks that I'm seeing, trying to get his attention to maybe take a look at the well there.
Yeah, being like tipped off, pull my shield out and kind of like use it to peer over the top. Kind of still using my shield as cover.
Looking down into the well?
Into the well.
Okay. As you look over the well, even with the sunlight out right now, as you look down to this well, you see it drops pretty deeply, beyond what you can even see as it becomes just a wave of blackness kind of sitting down below you. You hear what it sounds like kind of the dripping of water down far, far below you, though you're not sure how far it actually might be down below. Max, also give me a perception check. As you're looking down in the well, you kind of see that you don't see a whole lot down there, so you look back up and you start looking around the campsite as well. And you look over to the east, kind of in front of this building in this area, and you see 7 humps kind of lined up against the building of dirt that's kind of mounded onto it. And as you kind of look closer, you recognize these as shallow graves by the looks of them, 7 of them.
right here.
Yeah, kind of lighting.
Yeah,
from that
that
hole.
area there. Yep.
So as you know, I kind of look back as I'm moving over. I want to call Tara over to the well and say, how deep is this? How far down can you feel? You know, as I motion over to the shallow graves, I'll nod Stone Skull over to and said, "Look at these."
How deep can I fill? Let's see.
You searching for the well, or are you searching the
well.
graves? Yeah, your range goes like 60 feet, so that's just kind of a given. You can feel out that much. Can't tell finite details, but you feel this stone well kind of going down and then turning to dirt down below it, where the stone ends, and it just keeps going deeper than you can tell.
I'm gonna pick up a rock and drop it in.
As we're kind of searching around this area, I'm gonna point to Ignalia and a motion to kind of have her keep an eye to the north for any kind of movement as I start moving around over by Max.
Okay. Tara, as you drop a rock down inside here, inside this well, you release it, and it takes at least 7, 8, maybe 10 seconds before you hear the familiar, very distant sound of klunk as it lands in water.
I don't know the math to describe that. It's really far, Max.
Oh, so, well, I don't plan on going spelunking.
Perhaps you could fly down?
It's pretty tight, but I mean, you might be able to make it. I don't know.
Yeah, but
it's like 20 feet
if
wide.
it's complicated,
I mean, it
if
does
at
have
any point it's got a wingspan. Gotta get lift.
It's pretty wide. His wingspan's not easy, and that's gonna obstruct it just a little bit. Probably have to make checks every 25, 50 feet.
No, I'm good on that. I'm good. No, we're
How
good.
many checks would that be?
Why don't you throw Mr. Pebbles down there?
I mean, what's that going to accomplish? He can't tell me what's down there.
You can't communicate at all?
No, he can understand me. He doesn't communicate.
I don't know. Let's see what happens.
It's really sad if you think about it.
Just to see what happens? No, Mr. Pebbles. Just to see what happens.
It would be very valiant. Go on his name.
We lost you if you were talking.
Really, you're muted.
I'm just going to walk over there to them. What y'all looking at?
I'm gonna point out to Tara the lumps in the ground that we presume to be dead bodies. I'm kind of look at her and say, I suppose you can't tell us if there are actually things underneath these lumps here.
Sure I can. I'm going to go up to the first grave and mold earth and pull all the dirt away and uncover the grave.
Yeah, and as she does so, only a thin layer of dirt, maybe less than a foot of dirt has been placed over. As she does so, you see a body revealed as she moves the dirt away. It looks to be a human of some kind.
Okay.
In this grave. Obviously very dead.
That was my next question, is what kind of body was it?
Yeah, it looks like a human. You see this human has black clothing that you recognize from the many people you've come in contact with of the cult. Laying here, you see a deep, kind of jagged wound in his chest where he had been stabbed by a dagger of some sort. That was obviously the mortal wound that vanquished him.
These are cult members then? Yes, Stone Skull?
Kind of look at it and nod, and then realize afterwards that she can't see that, and say, yeah, that's what it looks like.
Tara is going to uncover all of them and then kind of turn and walk away with her nose in the air. They don't deserve a proper burial.
Okay. Yeah, she uncovers 7 cultists, all of which, varying races and such. A dwarf, a few more humans. You see a half-elf in there. All of them just killed in various ghastly ways. Throats cut, chests split open, bowels thrown out. It seems like they were just hastily buried so that they wouldn't attract other animals or something of that nature.
Okay. Going to start making my way over kind of by where Nolly is, and kind of watching and listening to the north to see if notice any kind of activity at all.
Yeah, so you look to the north. As you look back toward the north, once again, you see these 2 large statues placed in front of this wall of stone that's behind it. As you look at the wall of stone a little bit closer, you see it's just dominated by relief columns carved with strange, otherworldly scenes back behind these statues.
But no movement or anything?
Nope.
Okay. As I walk by, I'm just going to walk by this door and kind of grab at the latch and check and see if it's locked or not.
It is not.
Are there any openings or anything that will allow me to peer inside without opening the door?
You assume the structure is probably connected to the giant hole that you were standing with next to the graves.
Okay.
But where you are now, no.
Okay. All right. So yeah, I'll kind of motion back, I guess, towards the others, kind of in a hushed tone, kind of tell them this is where I saw the remaining of the tracks lead off to.
Creepy.
I'll nod and move over. Take up a
Very
position.
creepy.
I'm gonna nod at Steve and start making our way to
Downtown.
the hole in the wall here.
As you look around inside, and we'll just expedite this a little bit. As you look around these buildings, you see that they're all most of the missing walls in various places where they just rotted out over time. You see the floor was once wood at some point long in the past, but now barely holds itself together, just rot and decay settling in across it. You see what appears to be fresh supplies, however, sitting inside here. You see some barrels up to the north here, and as you look inside of them, you see some dried fruits and vegetables and such that are currently being used to fill up ration bags and such. You saw a somewhat large metal structure down here that was simply just a big carrying container, probably loaded on a wagon or such. You see some chests and more barrels down to the south, more so giving off the same thing, some more traveling supplies, things of that nature, extra linens and clothes and stuff like that, cloaks. Nothing of great use here. It obviously seems like this whole area was being used as the campsite for the cult, which seems to be missing.
No, they're not missing. They're accounted for.
Minus a few of them. Yeah.
Can I open this door from the inside?
Yeah, you can, like I said, I can open whatever. None of this stuff is trapped or anything, so. They're all buildings you can freely walk in and out of. You're going to find, like I said, supplies, things like that. One building has some old decayed books that have nothing written in them anymore that you can read. Like I said, nothing of use. It seems like they might have been using these buildings since they have some semblance of a roof still over their heads as protection from the elements, but nothing else.
Is that correct in seeing there's a hole in the wall back there? So,
yeah, you do see an edifice rising up there with a somewhat freshly made. You can definitely tell this ladder back here is It's not something that's been here for a while, leaning up against this stone rise here, leading up to a pathway from what you can see.
Is this just kind of more open space up here to like the northeast? Just kind of open terrain. Okay, that's where this ends. There's nothing over there.
What do you mean, like
Like
up
the
here?
border. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the border. Yeah, it's just
Okay.
leading off into the Serpent Hills.
So the ladder. Elevation's always good.
As you approach the statues, you hear the sudden sound of grinding stone. The colossal figures turn their massive heads, their shattered features staring down at you. Two voices issue forth in unison, booming out as though erupting from the deep earth. Halt! You have come before Daedarius, Etherwalker and conduit of clairvoyance. Behold ye now his wondrous triumphs. Daedarius extends wisdom, and Daedarius offers knowledge. Which do you seek?
Knowledge.
As you say that out loud, they both turn, almost as if looking at each other, and then fix their gaze back on you. Daedarius shall grant you what you seek, but only if you heed him and continue to show proper respect. And then the statues both revert back to their original positions, not moving.
I'm gonna exhale.
Not at all terrifying.
Who's Daedarius?
The feeling it's someone we should show a little bit of respect.
I like his stonework.
It's very well done. Radiates magic. It's crazy.
If he
Radiates
has,
magic, you say?
if he has information, then that's all I need from him. He'll get his respect.
As you move forward towards this wall, once again, you see these reliefs just carved out, showing various scenes. Everything from waves of fire just surrounding a lone figure standing amongst them on a solitary pillar of rock, just completely surrounded by fire and lava. On another, you see what appears to be the same man, gallant kind of robes carved into the stone that he's wearing with a long staff in his hand as he looks around, and you see him surrounded by just trees and growth all around him, almost just otherworldly effect of it. There's so much growth all around him of just, like I said, trees, bushes, flowers, everything you can expect in just marvelous forest. And another one, you see him standing, but he's not depicted as standing amongst anything. There seems to be a void all around him as he stands on this like sphere, looking off into the distance, into this empty void.
We either have an artist with a muse or a narcissist. Do himself and everything.
As you see this ladder, you see it's about 30 feet or so to the top of this stone kind of stairwell above you.
I would like to climb the ladder.
Okay. It's super sure footing. You're able to climb up it with relative ease. As you move your way in, as you're crossing over kind of the boundary where the stone ends and the ladder kind of takes over, you look down and you see that these murals that you saw painted or carved into the stone rather have started to dissipate. And as you look at them again, kind of taking a second glance, all of you, as you're progressing up over this, you see that what you saw from a distance was actually an illusion. As you look at it again, you see that all of these murals and such that have been carved into the stone have just been defaced. You see faces drawn into it, lewd words in different languages, almost as if somebody just defiled everything on this wall.
But it doesn't look that way from ground level?
No. Basically, an illusion spell has been cast on it, making where you see it, but once you get close enough to it, you dispel the illusion.
Gotcha. Interesting magic.
Why would anyone want to do something like that?
As you make your way down this passage, you see some more carvings, once again defaced. You see a dozen alcoves, recognizable as funerary niches. Though these, as you're looking at them closer, only contain splinters of bone. At the far end of the chamber, a stone door hangs ajar. Marks on the door in the frame indicate that it was recently forced open.
I will follow suit. The marks that indicate it was open. So I'll grab and pull, I guess.
Okay.
Push.
So as you push on this door, it slowly but surely swings open. I need to remove that. There we go. As you look into this next room, 6 statues stand here, all of cowled wizards leaning on staves, their faces obscured by deep hoods. The hollows the hoods form are particularly dark. Niches between the statues... oh, never mind. Yeah. Not having full descriptions here. Got to remember what to read.
Damien, go look for niches between things.
Between the statues.
So yeah, you see 6 statues here, all of cowled wizards leaning on staves. Their faces unusually dark underneath their deep hoods.
I'm going to motion to Steve and ask him to scan the floor. See if if this is something that's warded.
For any warding.
Okay, give me an investigation check. Right. As you're looking around, you see the floor seems to be relatively well paved and such. You see these very creepy looking statues with their hoods covering the faces, and the faces just almost unnaturally dark, almost as if there's something else instead of just shadow covering their faces. But on the floor, you see nothing.
Looks like there's nothing here.
The one thing you do see on the floor, you see the bones of at least a dozen humanoids are littering the ground.
Ugh. I'm going to bring my shield up and step into the room.
As you step into the room, a sudden thought, and you definitely can tell it's unnatural, enters your head. And almost like whispers surround your mind, and you hear a message or almost feel it. Some secrets are not meant for mortal minds to know. Look away from the darkness in which such knowledge hides.
So I will keep my head down, with my shield kind of up over my head, and walk between the statues to the other side of the room.
Okay. So looking to the ground is what you're doing?
Yeah, head down.
Okay. As you get about here, you hear grinding from your left from where these 6 statues are. It's not moving closer, but out of the corner of your eye, you can swear that you can see. You're not looking directly at it, but it seems like the heads of these statues are following your movement as they turn and watch you.
So I just feel like them looking at me.
Mm-hmm.
Mr.
Alright.
Pebbles is going to go and meet Max
I
midway.
mean, if I don't get any resistance, I'm going to keep going forward.
Yeah,
Keep
I'm
on.
just going to instruct him to match you.
Okay. Just still staring like at the ground and such, or you looking at the
Yeah, and
statues?
moving forward next.
No.
Okay. Okay.
Is there moving forward? I'm just gonna keep scanning the area ahead and wait to see if anything starts moving, so I can try to give warning to Max as he moves forward.
Okay. Yeah, you.
As I get the shield up above my head.
As Max is moving forward and Mr. Pebbles follows along, you see nothing untoward at all. Nothing's happening inside the room. He seems to just be keeping his eyes very focused on the ground for some reason.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, you keep on. As you get almost up to the door, the grinding sound stops.
As in, I'm not looking. All right.
Been behind.
What do they?
Chimera, as you also enter this room at this point, you feel that same connection, that same message filtering through your mind, as all of you will as you enter into this room, just going forward. But you get this message to your mind saying, some secrets are not meant for mortal minds to know. Look away from the darkness in which such knowledge hides.
Yeah, Tara, look away.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what it wants me to look away from, so
Hey,
we'll just move up behind my
Even
goal.
cursed statues are taunting you.
Yeah, Tara, as you walk through the room, you hear that same grinding sound. Though you obviously can't see what's making it, you kind of keep on moving through the room, following up behind Max and Mr. Pebbles.
Well, could she sense it? Sense that kind of rocky formation moving?
Nope.
No?
Nope.
Interesting.
Once again, as the rest of you are watching from outside the room, you're not seeing any statues moving or hearing anything.
Okay.
You have no idea why they're just staring down at the ground, not looking towards these statues or anything.
All right, I'm gonna move up to the line.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to get across. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're able
That
to
worked.
Pull up my
Okay.
hood and just repeat as everyone else has done.
Well, I'll keep my head down, but yell loud enough for them to hear. Don't look at under the hoods. Keep your eyes down.
Okay. Everybody following this instruction?
Yep.
Steve?
I missed it. Sorry, what was the instruction?
Don't look at the statues, essentially.
No, don't use your eyes.
I will follow that.
It's real difficult for
I
Tara.
will blindly follow your lead.
I'm
It's the
just
exact opposite
looking,
of the Weeping Angel.
kind of hearing that, I'm just looking straight ahead at Max and just following kind of right behind him.
I want to lean against this door and push it open.
Okay. Much like the last one, you're able to do so fairly easily.
I want to get in the room and usher everyone in and then close that door behind us.
Okay.
Or motion for Stone Skull to close it. Make sure it's closed tight.
As
Stone Skull tight.
Yeah, as I get into the room, I'll kind of put my force behind it and push it completely into place.
Yeah, and almost soundlessly as this door opened, it does the same as it's closed, just shuts into place. The only sound you really hear is kind of the air escaping from this almost airtight seal as this door is shut behind you. As you turn around to really observe this room, you see the chamber that you're now in is a high vaulted dome with a deep inset ledge circling the room, 10 feet wide and 15 feet up. The floor here is set with a beautiful tile mosaic showing a knight in plate armor, wielding a glowing sword against a chimera. The word safe in common is written in chalk on the door to the north here. Everybody give me perception checks.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm okay with this.
Starting with Tara there. Okay.
No, don't. No.
You're about to fight velociraptors. Don't say no.
So as you're all looking into this room, Tara obviously does not see this, but everyone else is able to see as you look down towards this, like I said, beautiful mosaic on the floor. You see this chimera begins to shift, and you kind of squint at it. Mosaic on the floor, it can't possibly be moving until you see the chimera is moving, and it begins to claw its way out of the floor, moving towards you to attack. Anybody roll for initiative?
Animated tile.
It's not very good mosaic. It's mostly red.
Right.
Way to go, using just red stuff.
Womp.
Oh,
We'll wait.
Back to normal.
Alrighty.
Just the way that I needed it to go.
Ooh, nat 20 on the initiative. Nice.
Bring it.
That's good.
Bring it.
Alrighty, so this thing lunges out towards you all. Make sure I know what it does. I need some better music.
Yes.
I'm turning the music up for this. Quick, red alert.
No, what's it? There's a song from Dark Souls. I think it's called Looking Glass, maybe?
There we go. All right, so is this creature... Ooh, okay, that's aggressive. Let's turn you down.
Super aggressive.
It's you
There we
again.
go. It's
Dark
you
Extension.
again.
Hello, my old
All
friend.
right. So this just large monstrosity bounds towards you. You see it has horns and claws and just this gaping mouth as it runs towards you, but it stops in front of you. Seeing all of you conveniently in a line, it raises back its head and brings it forward, and as it does so, fire erupts from its maw. I need every single... Wait, hold up. Oh wait, can it get you all? Can it get right here and get you all? Everybody but Stone Skull. Give me a dex save.
Aw, and I would have had advantage on that.
Can I not just hide behind my goal?
Hey!
Hey.
Wow, I can save, maybe.
You know what? No.
Mine's 16.
Absorb elements, okay. Here's a 16.
Do I
Yeah,
still get
a
the
shield
dex?
bonus.
No, I don't want to do the dex save. 'Cause if I do,
Oh, because Shield Master.
Yeah.
All right. Did you make your dex save?
I don't want to make it.
Is it attacking from this top square outward, I'm guessing?
It's basically going out straight from where it is.
Oh, okay.
However you
'Cause,
wanna
yeah,
compute it's gonna envelop all of this.
So wait,
Okay.
if he absorbs it and I deflect it with the shield, will that shield everybody else in the back too?
No.
No.
Ah,
Nope.
Did Mr. Pebbles make a save?
Oh, yeah, he
So,
has to make
your
one.
save
Sorry.
anyway. Because you can do both.
Yeah, you can.
Well,
absorb
yeah,
it,
but if
so-
I do save, then I don't absorb it.
What are you talking about? You're still going to take half damage.
You're still
Oh.
gonna take damage. So
I would still take half damage. Okay, then.
yeah, you could have it further with resistance.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Alright, that's the golem.
Oh,
No, that said the golem had a 7. Mine was 17.
Okay, so Jesus, shit's all over the place. All right, Ignalia saves, Steve saves, with a 16 max saves. Everybody but the golem saves, as it does 37 fire damage with this fire breath attack.
I take 0, baby.
So 13. No.
just lean in behind the
18.
shield. There's a reason I held this thing up.
18 would be halved.
Yeah, 18 is halved, and then if you have like resistance or something like that, it will only be 9.
So it'd be 9 for me.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And if you have fire resistance, hint, hint, Dragonborn.
Didn't matter.
Hint, hint,
And
rogue,
if
doesn't
you're
matter.
Didn't even warm me up.
Doesn't even fucking
golem,
hurt
you
any
just
of
took
y'all.
37 points of fire damage. Because
Yes. The golem's the only one that got hurt by that. So, alright. But it's not done. It is going to also bite and horn Mr. Pebbles.
Oh no.
Oh, wait, no. Bite or horn. Okay, so it can only do one of those. So it's going to horn and claw Mr. Pebbles. So 10's going to miss, and the claw. 22 is going to hit. It's going to take another 12 slashing damage from its claw.
Yes, it will.
HP updating. I guess I'll just do it in here. Well, it'll be easy to update now. He is barely hanging on.
All right.
Oh,
Mr.
shit.
Pebbles took the brunt of this freaking attack.
Thanks, Mr. Pebbles.
Thanks, Mr. Pebble.
You will
All
be
right.
remembered.
Tara, you're up. Mr. Pebble got his ass kicked just now.
We'll make some fine pots out of his corpse.
Mr. Pebble's going to continue to do that. You know what's coming. Twin spell haste. Magnolia and Stone Skull.
Like,
Okay.
making it happen.
That makes me go sooner in the turn, right?
I'm going to take a step back here, and I'm going to Aegis Stone Skull,
Okay.
and that will end my turn.
Right.
Joke's on you. No one expected Zorn to be playing the ultimate buffer.
Yeah, buffer is out the ass. All right. Did not expect that from his character, which is fine. This is fine. All right, so Tara,
This is fun.
likes to do at the beginning of fights now, just buffing up her allies and getting up to where they can attack, and she can sit in the back and support everyone. Essentially, at this point, Stone Skull, you feel super invigorated.
I sure do, and with that, I'm going to dart between all of my allies and charge all the way to the front, run up against this beast as I'm kind of letting out a shout of rage as I get ready to just start hacking away at this animated tile chimera in front of me.
Okay.
Just normal attacks, though. Oh, did that not go through? Oh, is it? Oh, is it broken? There it goes.
Nope, there it is.
I was like, wait, what happened? 2, 3.
Roll the last one more time.
Okay.
Okay. All right, so you hit with all 3 attacks. As you bring down the 3rd attack, however, this chimera that was facing you completely, you see its body kind of turn to the side, and you see this creature is actually just a flat pane of glass. And it's almost hard, it's super hard for you to hit it. You have to actually correct your swing to bring it back to more of a horizontal slash instead of a vertical one, as this thing tries to turn itself to the side to dodge your attack, but is not successful. So all 3 of your attacks hit.
Sweet. So, then it's going to take lots of damage here. 16, 32...
50?
Yes?
49.
49. 49, and then I'm going to actually take an additional 10 feet of my movement to come over here. And the tile chimera is also marked.
All right.
And that will be my turn.
Alrighty. So as Stone Skull charges forward, aside from that last attack being pretty much business as usual, just kind of cleaving at this thing as he does so, I'm imagining you raged, right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
I raged as I was charging forward.
Okay, yeah, so in his rage state, just kind of swinging down on this thing, hitting it super hard as he does so, even though it tried to dodge the last one. You see its head kind of swiveling back towards him, but unable to do anything quite yet. Max?
Would anybody else have noticed this tile kind of rotating?
Oh yeah, you all saw that it kind of was almost a 2-dimensional creature for
Sweet.
a second there.
As soon as I see that, I'm going to shout, cover your ears, and cast Shatter.
Ooh.
Okay. I imagine you're casting it like up here or something. Away
Yeah,
from
that's
your
how I was
party.
kind of measuring it. Yeah, so I could hit the back side of it.
So what is it? 20 feet radius or something?
10.
Oh, 10? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So you could.
So I figure I could feasibly get it back in the back.
Yeah, yeah, 100% for sure. So it's got to make a con save, right?
Correct. DC 16.
All right, it fails.
And crystalline object. There's a disadvantage on saving throw. Okay, I thought it was more than that. That's it.
All right, so it takes what, 23 points of damage?
How many did it? It only rolled 3d8. Yeah, that was
48.
cast as a third level spell.
Yeah.
No, I rolled 48. It rolled 3 in the first roll, and then one
And
in
then the
second.
one up above.
Oh yeah, okay,
Yep.
cool.
Yeah, so
Perfect.
23 damage. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else?
I will give a point of inspiration to Ignalia.
Okay.
Worked last time, why not?
Yeah, sure. All right. So as Stone Skull is just cleaving away at this thing, Maximilian raises his hand, and as he does so, he kind of makes a crushing motion, and this cacophonous boom radiates from the top right of this room, coming out and hitting into the back of this creature. You see it kind of bowing out away from the thunderous blast of the spell. Pieces of the glass falling off, not only from Stone Skull's attack, but also from the shatter spell. It's definitely taking some damage as more of its kind of this plate glass that it's made of falls away to the floor, shattering on impact. And with that, Steve, it's your turn.
I'm gonna step next. Try and bring the rapier home.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
Perfect.
Oh, no.
All right. I need a D100, please. 66, huh? I need a dexterity check from you, please.
Go back to drinking my beer.
Okay, you're good at those, luckily. So as you stab forward with your rapier of warning, you feel it going straight towards him, but then you feel the kind of nervousness that you had in the previous room. Unfortunately, has made your hands perspirate just a little bit. If Dragonborn perspirate, sure they do. And as you thrust forward, the blade begins to fall out of your hand, but you're able to grab it at the last second and not throw your rapier into the enemy space. But your attack does clearly miss. Anything else?
Nope.
Okay. Ignalia.
Alright, I will run around to the far side of him and start up the chainsaw.
All right.
No, never mind.
24 hits.
Yeah, 24.
The flame saw.
15.
Mm-hmm.
Swing again.
Not advantage, so 21.
If only.
Oh, if only. So
19.
just 19. And I'll quicken spell because this is fun.
Okay.
21.
21. Yeah.
14.
And 14. All right. Anything else?
No, I'm good.
All right. So as more just slashing out with your flame sword, you're able to deal just massive chunks of damage as you slice through this glass. Your blade just kind of cutting through it as it does so. You see the glass kind of melting away from your blade as you slash through it, dealing massive damage. Like almost over half of this creature is kind of fallen away. Just its kind of shattered form is still trying to fight you.
I interned as a glass blower.
It's gonna go after Steve. Actually. Uh oh.
Yeah.
It's going after Steve, Maximilian, and Mr. Pebbles again with its fire breath first.
Mr.
I mean,
No.
No.
All three of
Yeah.
them, three of y'all to give me dex saves. Oh, Mr. Pebbles. Mr. Pebbles is gone.
Poor Mr.
2 plus negative 1.
2 plus negative.
Oh no, Max. Oh, all right.
We'll make an urn for
I
the
guess I got
chimera
rid of
out of
him.
his ashes.
We're gonna put him over here for right now.
Just to mark him dead for right this second. All right, so as this fire breath erupts out, Steve, you're able to clearly just dive out of the way of it, not taking any damage because rogue things. Unfortunately, Mr. Pebbles and Max are unable to get out of the way, and you take the full 36 points of damage. Mr. Pebbles' form, you see it, cracking as the flame dissipates around him, and it just shatters, and he falls into pieces to the ground. Unfortunately, just unable to take all of this damage. Do you get any extra protection or anything, Max?
Yeah, resistance to fire.
Okay, all right. So you only take what? 18.
Yep.
36
Yeah,
blood,
18.
18.
Yeah, 18. So 18. Holy shit, you have no health.
Something's wrong here.
Fix your health. There you go. All right. That being said, it's still going to attack Steve with its bite and its claws. Disadvantage, right?
Yes. Let me double check. I believe it's a disadvantage. Yes, disadvantage.
All right. So first one, 23.
Ooh.
And second one, 10. So the second attack will miss. The first one will definitely hit, dealing 9 piercing damage to Steve as this bite chomps down on his shoulder. But that being said, that's its turn. It's looking pretty beat up. Tara. Mr. Pebbles has died.
Mr. Pebbles is being resurrected. And I don't know why it won't update when I do it that way. Let's do it this way. He will be using his attacks. 12 is not going to hit, or 13 is not going to hit.
Yeah, neither one of them are going to hit, unfortunately.
That will end my turn.
All right, so as Tara points her hands forward, you see this golem resting in her left hand, not in her... You're right-handed, right? So you use your maul with the right hand?
Yeah.
Okay, so with the left hand, you see this small, like, clay golem in her hand, and as she holds it forward, you see it kind of radiating gold light, and then the stone that was Mr. Pebbles' bottle reforms itself, or body rather, reforms itself, and he stands back, brought back anew by Tara's magic. Swings twice, but unfortunately it's just not quite coordinated enough to hit yet. Stone Skull.
All right, so unwavering mark for my bonus action. I'm going to make a melee attack at advantage.
21 hits.
And once it hits, I do my normal damage plus half my fighter level, so an additional 2 points of damage on top of that.
Okay.
And that is my unwavering mark point. Yes, and then 3 attacks for my regular action. 1, 2, 3.
Narrating a death here real quick. Go ahead and roll damage unless you roll like ones all the way across the board.
I mean, I'll go ahead and do that one. Do I need any more than that?
What is that? 29? Yeah, he's not quite dead yet.
Okay.
That's
2 more.
31.
Okay.
No, he said.
Okay. That was
Okay.
That was actually...
Yeah, that was...
Oh, was it 31?
Yeah,
okay.
31.
31 is exactly what you needed. So the first one will finish him. Go ahead and give me another narration as you take this
Yay!
tile monster out.
So being kind of made of glass, I kind of envision this kind of throwing Stone Skull off a little bit, and he starts hacking away at this and kind of feels the blade like cutting into it and like knocking chunks into it. But then on especially the second strike, the one that actually crits, he kind of like pulls back, and as he swipes through, he like splits it right in half, and it starts to shatter. And as he gets ready to kind of swipe again, it just crumples to the ground in front of him, and he's just like, oh, well, never mind. And just kind of, slowly drops his sword to his side, a bit, sad that he can't hit anything.
Alright, so his Stone Skull just completely destroys this beautiful mosaic of a chimera. It's shattering into just pieces down at your feet. You see the mosaic all around you still has much detail, around this room, with only the chimera being the thing that leapt out at it. You see the way you came in, but also 3 more entryway or exits out of this room to the northeast and southwest. And you now find yourself within this tomb of some sort, of this being that was called Didarius. But that is where we're going to go ahead and end the session for the night.
Yay! I actually got to use something that I've had since level 3.
Mm-hmm. Finally.
Finally.
I like how to get my sword, I had to crit, and in like 10 sessions, I never did. And now here I have my sword, and I crit like I cannot
all the
stop
time.
critting.
As y'all continue to shit all over these NPCs.
Poor guys. I feel so bad. Not
Not really. Just don't lie to me.
Not
So,
really.
Swear to me.
I'm having fun being white mage. Let's do it.
Yeah.
It's pretty fucking terrifying. Y'all's party comp is scary, right?
Yeah.
Hey, just remember, white mates get all the aggro. Don't use benediction, we'll kill you.
All right, I'm gonna end stream. I'll be right back. All right. Wow. Okay, that was fun. That was fun, right? That was fun. Thanks for being here tonight, guys. Let's do our quick recap before we head out. Don't forget, Fate is Thursday. Recap or replay is on Friday. Sunday is Ascension. Tuesday next week again is Tyranny. We will be back for Giants after that. We will be back for Alliance and Empire. It's all coming up here soon. Thank you guys for being here. Very, very much appreciate it. As always, we are going to jump over and raid our friends over at MTD. They hosted a one-shot with me a while back. We're going to get back to that one-shot again here soon. Go over, say hi. They're fantastic people. Jake is an amazing DM. Go and say hi. I will see you guys on Sunday. Have a good night, guys.